Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs got back to work and took care of business. The Utah Jazz fell to them 126-109. The captain of the boat, De'Aaron Fox, was 31-5-5. Keldon great again off the bench with 21 points. Spurs are 31-14, 15-9 on the road, and second in the West. The Dallas Cowboys have agreed to make a deal with the Eagles passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach Christian Parker as the team's next defensive coordinator. Parker's just 34 years old and spent 2 years under Vic Fangio of Philadelphia. There are now 5 head coaching openings left in the NFL. The Bills, Steelers, Browns, and Raiders and Cardinals continue their search. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday.
Man, I don't know.
Oh, come on, man.
Hey,
come on.
You gotta. I got planning to do. I got to hole up. I got to get my bug out bag ready. I can't be excited about Friday, man.
Come on, don't ruin my...
Oh, man, we got the great blizzard of 06 coming my way.
That's what I hear.
Oh, my God.
I hear.
I'm not going to have any olives in my house. I went and all the olives were gone.
I hear you might not even be at work on Monday.
It's in the wind, AJ. I don't know. I'm terrified.
Well,
no, I'm not terrified. My God, San Antonio, simmer down. Simmer down.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Simmer down.
Yeah, we should be all right, I think.
There was no bread in an HEB. I don't know which one it was. I mean, you really took every square piece of bread out of HEB.
Even the fake bread is
on a Thursday afternoon.
Dude, I went
3 days before.
There's no fake tortillas either.
My wife asked me to go to HEB last night.
Last night? You mean
I say
when it's
night.
dark?
It was like 6:30 last night. I mean, yeah, it was dark, but I mean, it wasn't night. Yesterday evening, so a better terminology for it. But because I needed to get gas, and my normal gas or my normal HEB doesn't have gas, so I went to the gas station that's a little bit down the road.
A gas station or another HEB?
Another HEB that has gas a little bit down the road.
Which one was it? Do you know?
It's 1604 and Bulverde.
Okay.
And the I got my gas, and then I went to go park in the HEB. And there was no parking spots. I ended up having to park like on the back side of HEB and walk around the front. I get inside this thing, and it is like, I feel like
Godzilla's coming.
that's what it felt like. Like the apocalypse was upon us.
I don't get it, man.
I was like, what's happening here? Just a complete bleep show. All that was left in the produce section was like oranges and a few ears of corn
that have been already shucked
and
broken in half.
Organic cilantro was still plentiful, but it was crazy.
And the poor HEB employees look like they've been just run over by a truck.
And when the worst thing that happened was I was in the line for the 15 item or less checkout. I didn't need very much stuff. I had about I ended up with 6 or 7 items.
But did you get most of the stuff you were chasing? I mean,
I got all the stuff I needed. But the problem was they had turned the 15 items or fewer aisle into a full-blown aisle.
Oh, so they're just trying to move the cattle.
Everything was every aisle was just loaded down. It was crazy. So
good. Well, we have a full day of this today. Can you imagine? You work at HEB knowing you're going to work to face this. The crazy hordes are coming.
Yeah, I'll pass. Not what I'm looking for, but hey,
batten down the hatches, man.
That's it.
I'm going to set a sprinkler on a tree. I'm going to have an icicle tree.
It's a good idea. Actually,
it's actually fun.
It's beautiful.
It's fun. It's
it's festive.
Yeah.
No, it is. Listen, I would imagine it's going to be cold. All right, we get that.
We're just not very good at it.
Yeah.
We're not good at cold. We want it cold. Everybody bitches about the heat until it gets here, and we're like, man, I'm glad I live down here. I'm glad I don't get to taste this once.
Well, hopefully it's overblown. I've seen weather models today that say it is already kind of overblown.
Yeah, it seems to be lessening.
So here's what I'm going to suggest. Let's not panic. Okay.
Too late now, brother. There's no tortillas.
Yeah. Let's be calm. Let's remain calm, and let's not murder each other.
Nothing to see here.
And you know what? Quite frankly, let me also give this piece of advice. If you are unaccustomed to, if you don't have to drive and there is ice tomorrow or Sunday, don't drive. Let the people who know how to drive in the ice, let them drive.
Well, that's all of us.
Well, it's most of you.
Yeah.
I know how to drive.
Well, there's a lot of people that have been other places. But for the most part, this is a city, and Vic, sadly, is amongst them, of people that put on their flashers, their blinkers, and every warning device when it's just raining.
Just ignore
I
it.
know.
You can't ignore it.
Yes,
the very
you can.
idea of what you're doing is to call attention to yourself. I'm in distress.
Which is the point of the hazards.
Yeah, but when it's raining, it doesn't mean you're in distress.
You shouldn't be in distress in the rain. But that's all. See, but I'm just saying you're indicative. You, them, are indicative of our problem. We don't know what the hell we're doing in anything other than perfect sunshine.
Now, I don't know. My problem is I know that there are going to be people who think, oh, it's not that big of a deal, and they're just going to try to, and then those are the people who are going to spin out.
That's the reason my brother has a great job. That's the reason my brother's rich.
That's true. Well, and that's also the reason he drives a Cybertruck.
Yeah.
So if someone spins out and hits him, it can't do any damage to him.
Bulletproof.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen a video of it.
It can do some crazy stuff, but that's a side job of his.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff. No, I'm hoping that it's just kind of an overblown thing.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cold. Huddle up. Hope the grid maintains.
Just don't lose power. That's all I'm asking.
I was
Please,
telling AJ,
baby Jesus in the sky.
It's one thing for an elected official to lose all the power right after election. It's a whole other one to have the grid fall right before a primary.
That would not be good.
Oh, so I imagine there's a lot of crossed fingers for office holders around this great state.
Yeah. Let's hope that we're not having to deal with that. That's all. That's my big concern. But anyway, we shouldn't have to worry about that till tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow night. Oh no, tomorrow morning. I think it's going to roll in tonight and hit us tomorrow. I think, but I'm no expert, AJ.
Okay.
My knees tell me about 8 a.m. is really going to hit us. But that's my right knee. My left knee, we're using the European model on the left knee.
Because it's business as usual tonight, right?
I think so. I don't think it's going to get cold.
Because you got plans tonight, right?
Yeah,
I got plans tonight.
There is supposed to be some pretty good storms coming through, just regular like thunder boomers.
Well, it's raining this morning already.
Yeah. So but it won't be iced.
Okay. All right. Well, business as usual.
Yeah,
then.
man.
Just don't die. We need all the listeners we can get, and we need you guys back here on Monday.
Be kind at the HEB. You don't need 8 loaves of bread.
Yeah. And you don't need.
And
maybe take some of the organic cilantro.
Take some of those. And it's okay to take cheap beer home. Leave some of the good stuff for others.
There was not much in the beer department at all.
Really? If the bread's gone, I can't imagine what the cooler looks like.
No, it was picked through pretty well, unfortunately.
6 briskets enough for the freeze.
That would be how I'd be shopping.
Yeah.
I'm going to need how many briskets? We're going to be frozen for 2 days.
Yeah.
That'd be 7 briskets.
7 briskets.
It's so hard to.
I need 12 things of rub.
It's rub ribs.
The problem is, if you're trying to smoke a brisket, if you cook on an offset, it's really hard to maintain your temp at a level when it's super cold.
Even my Traeger can't hold on.
Well, and God forbid you start a brisket and then the power go out while you're smoking on a pellet grill. So neither option is great.
Over time, I can't. I'm not great at it, but I can do a brisket on a gas grill.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, you got to.
That's impressive.
Well, you have to be able to only light one side, and you got to stay very vigilant. But you can throw some foil down and some smoke in there.
Okay. Yeah, I've never thought to try
you got
that.
a little aluminum box. Throw some chips in.
I don't ever want to try that.
No, it's hard. That's a last. Well, I had to do
me.
it. That's the reason you learn how to do it in situations like this. Like, well, this is all I got. This is what I got to do.
Yeah, so you'll find if that's the case, I'll be at Bill Miller's or Rudy's or something. I'm not a. Yeah, I'll walk. There's a Bill Miller in walking distance of my house, I think.
Really?
I mean, it's a long walk.
Man, you're
but
lucky.
That
I
would
could
be
walk.
awesome. They do tacos?
I would guess. There's a Whataburger also in walking distance. My son has skateboarded down to the Whataburger a couple times.
That'd be
Sweet.
his very first assignment with the learner's permit. On the way to Whataburger, brother.
Yeah. So, yeah, just be safe out there, folks. Be safe out there. And be back here with us on Monday.
Did you stay up late and watch the end of that last night?
I did.
We got it got a little slippery there for a couple of minutes. I was a little worried, but
yeah, it did for a couple minutes. But this was one of the third quarter was the Mr. Hyde, and then the Spurs turned back into Dr. Jekyll's the good one, right?
Jekyll's the smart one, yeah.
Yeah, and then so in the third quarter, it looked like Mr. Hyde was there, and they were just
there's some
fools.
Mitch was interesting last night.
But the fourth quarter, Dr. Jekyll returned, or maybe I really think the fourth quarter was much more about the ineptitude of the Jazz than it was like the brilliance of the Spurs.
Well, neither team set the world on fire.
Right. So it was like, I mean, the Jazz really just kind of, like, after making it a game, really just kind of melted in the fourth quarter.
Clank.
So,
Yeah, boy, neither team could shoot. One dude could shoot last night, and luckily he was ours.
yeah. So well, Ace Bailey had a pretty good day for the guy that I crap on.
He heard you. That was his career best. That's the best Ace Bailey has ever played as a professional basketball player. And I'm glad I got to witness it.
I'd argue the case for it. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad you steered me away from betting on the Jazz because they ended up not covering. The final was 126-109. But I was turned off by it because you said Keontae George might not play because of his forearm, and I was like,
played.
"Oh, I'm out." He played, and he played pretty well.
He had a bandage. He had a weird bandage going, but they had to have him, dude. I can't imagine that team without him.
Yeah, but I am glad that I missed out on that. I'm glad that you gave me misinformation because it saved me money. That's what
I'm here for.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Accidental help.
I also like that now De'Aaron Fox has figured out how to shoot three-pointers successfully. I'm just going to say this. I would do that from now on if I were you, De'Aaron Fox.
That little step in, he was shooting different, and it was falling for him, so he just kept going.
Yeah. All right.
He checked.
I think they call that in the zone.
He was, on his own, the captain carried the team last night. He really did.
Yeah, it was 31 for Fox, 26 for Wemby, Champagny 17, Castle 16, Keldon 21 off the bench.
Keldon. The other Collier for Utah is also one of those dudes that might be a six-man candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Keldon came to work yesterday.
Yeah,
he is excellent. He is a shining star for the Spurs.
Yeah, he's so much better than he's been in the past couple years. And first of all, let's just give him this grace. He was miscast for a couple years because if Keldon Johnson's your best or second best player, he's not going to do well in that role. Now he's free to do a lot of things that he wasn't free to do before because the other team's best defender isn't even paying attention to him. Like,
they better start because
but I mean, if you do, then you're leaving open somebody else to do damage. When Keldon was more of just a guy, it was when he wasn't surrounded with good enough talent. And now that there's more talent on this team, Keldon is able to be even better.
His role is defined, but more so, Jordan Clarkson's San Antonio kid was at Utah and went from an average kid to a sixth man of the year type. And the first thing that he learned was he had to adjust his pace. And I used to have a coach that always talked about pace, space, and place. Know your movement, know where you're doing, and know the place you're doing it in. And Keldon has defined his pace, space, and place now. He knows how to play the game. He gets to where he wants to go. And that's one of the first things that's hard to learn in the NBA. Get to where you want to go. And if you can get that, that's half the battle. He owns the paint against anybody 2 inches taller or anybody beneath him. He has an offensive skill set now that he can get a bucket whenever he wants. And that's been a slow development, but it's finally here. Legitimate six-man candidate of the year. He brings a spark to this team that matters. He's as important as any 5 on the court while he's sitting and watching, because he does change the flow. When he has an off game, notice the Spurs numbers.
Yep.
He does make a huge difference. And last night
was one of his it was one of his best games last night. Jeremy Sohan played 4 minutes, and I'm not sure he was allowed to touch the ball in those 4. Like, I think they purposely said, "Hey, man, you can go out on the floor. Don't touch the ball."
Let me tell you, if Carter Bryant didn't make so many defensive mistakes,
he sucks on defense, doesn't he?
He gets sucked in ball watching more than anybody on the court.
I know they said he was going to be a project. God, you could see where it is. It's on one side of the floor. He is a lost dog.
Well, man on man, he's stellar. But the moment you have to get into a set and they start running something, he gets lost, man.
Stellar's.
But
okay.
Offensively,
a
the
work
game's
in progress.
Coming. Offensively, the game is coming. But defensively, he's a liability. He'd have had 5 more minutes last night if he'd have played better defense.
I think so too. And the 3-point shot for Harrison Barnes continues to be gone. I don't know what happened to him. It's a voodoo.
100% went the other way.
Yeah.
Dude,
I guess there's
not for lack of effort. I mean, he's still earning minutes, but it ain't because of the scoring.
Well, last night he missed 100% of the 3-point shots he took.
And it's not even close, man.
No. So, but there are listen, man, it was a good win. These are the wins that we've been complaining about them playing with their food when they play against these bottom-tier teams. Good job going on the road and putting boot to ass on a team that you should be booting in the ass. Solid win.
Did you? How did you watch the game? Did you watch it through the Spurs feed or did you watch the Magic Box feed?
The Magic Box feed.
So you watched the same Utah feed that I did?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. You want to talk about a boring stadium experience. Did you sit through some of those breaks?
Oh, no,
I
don't do that.
That the Utah fans have to deal with?
I don't do that.
Oh, my God. Sometimes I complain about the Spurs entertainment part of the game, especially when we were awful. And now that Utah's awful, you can tell they invest nothing in entertainment. They don't got the money. And because you consider Utah, they ain't selling a lot of beer.
No.
It's not like they get a little extra bump on alcohol sales. So their, mid-game interruption where, let's play a game with our fans is so dull. It's like paint drying.
I was watching, during the breaks, I was watching UC San Diego and UC Davis, which was much more entertaining than the Utah
the games of Spurs. We got it head and shoulder above Utah, man. Our crew is so much better.
The Spurs go and make the Whataburger, like where the team you jump on
they don't do that. Utah, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, sucks to be in Utah. Sucks to live in Utah. Sorry, Utes.
You'd think you'd put on a better show because no one can drink. You're gonna have to add extra.
Well, I would.
We just feed a bunch of alcohol and welcome on the Gus Garcia Glee Club.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm thinking about having another Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
are you crazy,
man? You better make sure it's caffeine free.
Are you gonna drive after 2 Peps?
My eyes will get blurry.
Oh no!
I was driving boats down on the river.
I was all hopped up, officer. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me.
Oh, I was driving boats. We hosted the world's largest Jehovah's Witness convention. Like from all over the world, the Jehovah's Witnesses came to San Antonio and overtook downtown San Antonio for about 4 days.
Wow.
And not a drop of alcohol was sold. You'd go to those restaurants and the wait staff's like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of iced tea drinking. Not even tea.
Yeah.
Like water and salads. Like, man, we're not making any money.
That does
convene someplace else.
All right. Spurs next action this Sunday, barring weather issues here at home against the Pelicans. Another game that they should really be able to handle their business in. But also that with a little bit of a look ahead to another rematch in Houston, where
that's what's coming. That's what's coming, and I guarantee you that game's circled.
Yeah, no doubt, especially after the last one. All right, we got plenty to talk about. There's a new head coach in Baltimore. We'll talk about that coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head out and about, foggy conditions this early morning, so keep the low beams on. Now, we do have a stall at 1604 eastbound I-10 Vance Jackson. Looks like they did move it off to the shoulder. This road work on 1604 westbound 281 to Stone Oak Parkway. It's on the frontage road. We still have a right lane closed. It's causing a little bit of a delay. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about this morning, do give us a call on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. Now, we do expect late afternoon and into the evening some dicey driving conditions, so just be very careful this weekend. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Rollins, were you at the fight?
You know, to tell you the absolute truth, no one called me.
Were you just sitting there on your couch?
Technically, I was laying in bed with my supermodel wife in a mattress full of money, and
Was she nude or was she clothed?
she was nude.
She was nude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! You should have seen it. You guys should have been there.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7 so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Hey, happy Friday! I don't even, where's my yay yay?
Yay, yay!
Fry yay yay.
I'd like to congratulate Jeremy Sohan for achieving trillionaire status.
Trillionaire, you tell me?
When you're a bench warmer in college, you know you're not going to get very many minutes. And especially and when you do get in, you know you're not even probably going to get an opportunity to do anything other than, stand there and just stay out of the way.
Okay.
Because you're either way down or way up. There was a guy that played basketball at Ohio State, I forget his name, wrote a book about being a backup, a bench warmer on a big-time program.
Okay.
And by the end of the season, he hated his coach so much that he decided that when he was ever put into a game, that he would do absolutely nothing to affect the outcome, which meant the only thing that he could record while he was on the court was the minutes played. So he would actively avoid the ball. He didn't want to touch it, shoot it, do anything. He wanted to go in and literally make no effect on the game. And he called that being a trillionaire because you count the zeros all the way across the box score with the number in front of it. And last night, Jeremy
4 trillion
was a 4 trillionaire. Played 4 minutes and did absolutely nothing else. No shots, no rebounds, no steals, no fouls, no blocks, no personal fouls, no nothing. He just got to go out and not make a difference. Participate, Jeremy. Don't play, but you can participate.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
It was he was there. That's all you can say is he was there. But listen, it doesn't really matter when you get the dub. They got.
I'm just saying for those that are Jeremy Sohan
I'm just ready
fans
for them to.
and
I'm
feel
ready
bad
for them.
for him.
I kind of do. I do feel a little bad.
He's a professional.
Let's move it on then.
He is.
I mean,
it is kind of like, why don't you just put it out of his misery?
Because Jeremy Sohan's an NBA player.
Yeah, for the right team, he is.
He just doesn't have a role on this team. And listen, I'm a person who has said in the past, and Jeremy Sohan, what did I tell you? My first whole year here, my first full season covering the Spurs, Jeremy Sohan and Julian Champagnie were my least favorite Spurs. I didn't understand and I think part of with Sohan, he was a little bit miscast.
For that year he was, yeah.
But Sohan is a good enough player that he went from being miscast to now underutilized in a way where there's some games where I'm like, why wouldn't you use Sohan for that? And I think the Spurs, I don't think it's like a Jonathan Kuminga thing where he's like in the doghouse. I don't think I don't know.
They love him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I think that they don't know how to use him properly.
Well,
somebody, I promise you, can use him.
There's 5 guys in the league, and I don't know the other 4 because their job is to be secondary. That good teams can't afford, and great teams always seem to have.
Yeah,
and we're to the point where we can't afford him. Because we need more threats. We need more visible, you go do this, other than just fill the space, brother. Just fill the gap, whether it's defense, offense, whether it's defense, hitting the floor, a steal, do something different. That's where his shine is. And we don't have a space for that right now. And it's so evident.
Yeah.
It does suck to watch the landscape change around you where, 2 years ago, I was the starting point guard.
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
2 years ago, I was the starting point guard, and now I'm a trillionaire.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the NBA. Like it happens.
Well,
but
he didn't grow with it. He did not grow with it, and a lot of it, 60% of it is not his fault, but 40% of it I lay right.
No,
Learn
you're
to
right.
shoot, brother. Learn to shoot.
You're right. But there's been a lot of guys in the league who can do what he does and can't shoot and still at least get on the floor because he's got a very specific skill set. But I'm not here to battle for Jeremy. Jeremy Sohan's clearly kind of a part on this team that's now become disposable. So move him to somewhere where he can get some minutes and get something you can use out of him. And I know the Spurs covet someone who can shoot. Now, there's probably not a lot of teams who are looking to trade shooters for non-shooters.
No. He would go for a very specific purpose, and he would fill a gap, whether it be, teaching the kids or hitting the floor. But
get yourself a second-round draft pick, whatever you need, whatever you can get out of him, and maybe an expiring contract. I don't know. Get something, but let him go.
Free sticking.
You're free, bird. Fly on, free bird. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I wanted to get into the Ravens hire. Yeah, but that's all right. We'll get back into that. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head out and about, foggy conditions this early morning, so keep the low beams on. Now, we do have a stall at 1604 eastbound I-10 Vance Jackson. Looks like they did move it off to the shoulder. This road work on 1604 westbound 281 to Stone Oak Parkway. It's on the frontage road. We still have a right lane closed. Causing a little bit of a delay. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about this morning, do give us a call on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. Now, we do expect late afternoon and into the evening some dicey driving conditions, so just be very careful this weekend. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Did you know that Apple started in a garage? Google started in a garage. So did Amazon and Hewlett-Packard. At the next rodeo, we have nothing against garages, but this is for those burgeoning businesses that started in backyards. Bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, home offices, and also garages. Small businesses with smaller beginnings that were looked down on. Tucked down, too. But had the smarts to survive and the grit to grow. And now they're ready for the next chapter, the next level. Now they're ready for the next rodeo. The Next Rodeo is a creative partner that brings world-class thinking to companies who know where they're going, no matter where they came from. The Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want is one great idea. Get the full story at thenextrodeo.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Spurs in Utah. We're going to react to what happened in Salt Lake City.
Plus, we've got the AFC and NFC championship games. We'll have complete previews of both.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Hey, happy Friday. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Going into a big weekend of football. That's right, baby. And already getting moving as the Baltimore Ravens bring in Jesse Minter as head coach, the Chargers defensive coordinator. Minter has he was with Harbaugh for the last 4 years, two in L.A. and the two prior to that in Michigan. And his first NFL job was back in Baltimore, working for John Harbaugh,
like an adopted cousin.
Yeah, so he's been around. He's family. So I think this is a good hiring for them. I like Jesse Minter. I think that I thought he did a really good job in L.A. That's a pretty good defense.
I have a sense that your grandkids will appreciate Coach Minter in the Baltimore Ravens in the early 2050s. You know, isn't that typical? He didn't here for the next 25 years?
Well, we'll see.
I mean, isn't that the plan? That's kind of what Baltimore does.
We'll see. If he wins one early,
it does help.
They'll keep him around.
That does matter. But when Baltimore and Pittsburgh hire, they see over the curve of the earth. This is a long-term plan.
And oddly enough, the first defensive-minded head coach the Ravens have ever hired that came from the defensive side. So this is only the fourth head coach since they've been the Ravens. Ted Marchibroda and Brian Billick, offensive guys. John Harbaugh, a special teams guy. So this is the first defensive-oriented head coach that they've ever hired.
Feels natural, though.
It does. I always think of the Ravens as a defense first
me too,
team.
but this didn't. I kind of thought he was defense, but feels like a fit. I don't know this guy, but obviously the Harbaugh name mattered, and there's certainly, when you have that kind of trust, which obviously he's got that built in, feels like he's coming home.
Well, remember also I'm sure Harbaugh gets some credit for this too, but when Harbaugh and Minter came to L.A., the Chargers defense was one of the worst in the league. Like Brandon Staley, who was supposed to be a defensive, like one of these young stud defensive coordinators, his defense was a disaster. And so 3 years under Staley, they were 30th in yards allowed per play, points, and rushing yards per game. In 2 seasons under Minter, the Chargers have been 3rd in points and 7th in yards per play. So that's a pretty good jump in just 2 years.
I'm curious I'm sure the stats department that we have, our crack stats department, can dig this up. What's the breakdown now of the head coaches across the league, offenses versus defensive sensibility?
I'll look it up during the break.
Sure, there's something out there. I'm just curious if there's a trend.
Yeah,
I'll see if things are going one way or the other.
I'll check that during the break, in fact, and we'll come back and
give
give
you
an idea of it. When you say crack staff, you mean me?
No, I meant I was hoping our crack brigade bar sitting would do that for us. I was going to pay attention there, but I was curious if there is in fact a trend toward one.
I would guess the trend is toward offense. Is my guess. I would guess that it's probably at least 60-40 offense. Is my guess.
I have no idea.
But yeah, I think this is a great hire. He gets that. I think it's important to know the culture in Baltimore, places like Baltimore.
Feels like he's coming home.
And I say that about Pittsburgh too. Like these guys, these places where there is sort of a reputation to uphold, and there's a long stay. Like you said the other day that John Harbaugh chose the paint on the walls. Like I think they want. It's almost like hiring a Michigan man. Like we want.
Exactly. That's a great benefit until it's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And right now, I think both of them are going to tremendously benefit from the fact that they're going to get some continuity, because neither one of these teams is rock bottom yet.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh's further ahead of rock bottom, but neither one of them is rock bottom yet. So they can give some permanence to a job that they know is going to be rather tenuous early.
I just think it's one of those places that there's a unique place to coach, and that means they're looking for a unique kind of guy. I mean, A&M's no different. A&M likes people who have been associated with their program before. They like people who understand the culture, because it is a unique thing.
No, you're right. We say all this. I do think McCarthy, I guess he's the front runner. I don't know. I heard he was going to talk to him
for the Pittsburgh job.
for the Pittsburgh job. If they hire him, while he's not a Pittsburgh guy, and I also don't think he's a long-term guy.
He's a Pittsburghian.
That's what I'm saying. It does feel like it's more of a natural short-term, let's do the best we can with what we got, hire, and then go find the guy that's going to coach here for the next 20 years.
What do they call people from Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
It starts with a Y. It's like a funny word.
No,
Yinzer.
Yinzers. Yeah, that's what they call them.
I had never heard that word before.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's a naughty word.
It does. It sounds like a slur, but it's not.
Yinzer. I like that.
Yeah, that's what they call people from Pittsburgh. Yinzers.
I'm pretty sure you're cussing in another language.
I might be.
Right now.
It's not my...
There's a small part of Queens, New York, going, how dare him?
I don't work for the FCC. It's not
you a yinzer.
Not my job to keep up with those things.
It's
so
just being a yinzer.
That means there are 5 coaching jobs filled, 5 remain. Harbaugh to the Giants, Stefanski to the Falcons, Saleh to the Titans, Jeff Hafley to the Dolphins, and now Jesse Minter to the Chargers. At least, I mean, we've got 2 out of the 5.
I've got my resume in for the Cardinals.
First time hit. Well, by the time you get done with their interview,
it was on Indeed.
By the time you get done with your interview, you might pass.
That's what I'm saying. It was on Indeed, so I went ahead and forwarded my stuff. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
The Cardinals job, you might not leave this job
that's
for.
That's the reason I'm curious about which job I should say I'm good at, offense or defense. I want to see the trend. So when I go interview with the Cardinals and see Mr. Bidwell.
I'll tell you this. If you say offense, they may ask you to fix Kyler Murray, so you might want to just tell them defense.
Oh, have you heard of the wing T there, boss?
Maybe say you're a special teams guru.
Yeah, I am. I'm a special teams guru.
One thing about I always tell my punter, kick it far, and I tell my field goal guy, kick it straight. I think that's the most important thing. That's my philosophy. Kick it far, kick it straight.
And on defense, go down there and hit the guy with the ball as fast as you can.
And if you can knock it out, all the better.
If you can rip it from him, that'd be great.
Yeah, but make sure you tackle him.
Now you boys just go have some fun.
Yeah, and that's and on kickoffs. Let's stay in the landing zone. I've mastered the landing zone. My kicker, I tell him always put it in the landing zone. Not sometimes, always. And they're going to be like, wow, this guy knows his stuff. Let's give him the job.
Mm-hmm. He's got a whistle. Got them old bike shorts.
Yeah, coach's shorts. Super tight.
Pulled way up like wrestling pants.
And high socks. The socks that Hooters girls wear.
I got those. I got the black spot-built cleats. I'm down, man. I'm ready to go take over the Cardinals. I couldn't do much worse. I can tell you that.
All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Wrap up the first hour, and then we're going to get into some deep previews on these games coming up on Sunday. We got a couple of good ones. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Celebrate the 17th annual Pork Rind Appreciation Day with PorkRinds.com and NFL legend Devin Hester. We're teaming up to support the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund, helping retired players get the medical care they deserve. Want to get in the game? Visit PorkRinds.com to play their Crunch Time Hero game and enter daily to win a trip to the 2027 big game in LA, plus a year's supply of pork rinds. Grab the perfect low-carb snack and be your own Pork Rind Appreciation Day hero today at PorkRinds.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on
eBay, where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. I'm just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a line in a song.
Up. That's really appropriate.
I know.
With this impending blizzard,
yes,
it's weird to see
doom.
sports highlights of golf and tennis.
Well, that's the beauty of living in Australia right now.
Well, where are they playing golf? Hawaii? Or
I think so. I think they're in some tropical place, and then they're playing tennis in Australia.
I think they should be playing tennis in Chicago.
Australia's a great place to be in January.
Well, it's 115 degrees.
You might die.
Did you see that ball girl pass out?
It is funny. You always hear about the heat strokes happening at the Australian Open, and it's like, well,
what are you doing down there?
Yeah, why is it so hot there?
The water spins the other direction.
It's weird stuff going on there. I don't even know if Australia is a real place. I
hear.
Has anyone ever really been there?
I've never known anybody that got back. They might have left for there.
Yeah, Edwin, you ever been to Australia?
I've never been out of the United States.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna go last summer, but passport issues.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're on the watch list.
Well, yeah, he's on the no-fly list. It's a small smuggling issue.
Is it because you appeared in the Epstein files?
Yeah, no-fly zone.
Did you say yeah to that?
No, not just no-fly zone. No.
I would have gone with a no on that, but okay. Hey,
you weren't a mule, were you?
No comment. No, I'm joking.
Has anyone ever asked to put anything inside your body?
Have you ever pooped a balloon?
Pooped a balloon?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that term before.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
Plausible deniability.
Seems clean.
I think we can trust him.
I was part of the no-fly zone, and it wasn't the Broncos defense from 10 years ago.
Okay. We have we've got a couple of these championship games to preview today. Believe it or not, there is a college football or a National Football League playoffs going on, and I'm excited for both these games for different reasons.
Well, I'm pretty comfortable with who I like.
It's funny. I am too, and I think we like the opposite team in both games.
I've gone further away from where I was yesterday.
Okay. Well, we're gonna break those down.
So that enough is intriguing, but you get the two best on one side, and I guess the two hottest, luckiest on the other.
Well, you get the 1 and the 2 seed on the other side.
But the two best on one side,
yeah,
and the two hottest, luckiest.
The two top seeds on the
two
other.
top seeds, which make them the hottest, luckiest, maybe?
Well,
I don't know how to define it. It's an interesting game for sure.
The Patriots have been pretty fortunate in their schedule so far, and they were pretty fortunate that C.J. Stroud is a pumpkin.
Yes. So there's
the the Broncos, I mean.
Yeah. I wouldn't call them lucky. Neither would I call New England, but there is a combination of fortune and favor and right place, right time for both these teams.
I'll say this about the Broncos. The Broncos got 5 turnovers off of the Bills. Most of them they were
self-inflicted, yeah.
And it still took a very controversial call for them to be here. So I think you could put some lucky to be here.
New England getting to go against the pumpkin that is Stroud and all those. I mean, you create your own luck. I don't want to take away from any of what they have done, but when you look at the totality of the 4 teams still playing, there's a 1 and 2, and then there's a 3 and 4.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And that's kind of where we are. And that does lead itself to interesting games, at least precursors. But it could, of the 4 teams, any 2 could collapse. I feel like any of these teams could lay an egg, because I've seen every one of them stumble, except for New England, and they've been lucky.
Yeah, I mean, New England's. I haven't seen New England play a really bad football game yet. The other ones I have.
Yeah, you're right. I wouldn't call it. You're right. And maybe I'm judging them to a standard that, quite frankly, they never reached, and they're just continue to get better. But they're not, in my mind.
You know what I forgot?
Great yet.
New England lost to the Raiders. So that's a pretty bad football team. But I will say, it was a long time ago. And because they were competitive against the Bills in the game that they lost to Buffalo, but also, who have they played?
That's what I'm. I'm not degrading.
There's questions about everybody,
but man, it's just. And then we haven't even begun to talk about quarterback situation in Denver. I mean, it's just one of those most ridiculous scenarios that could lead to absolute glory. And I heard Eisen yesterday on the way home, and he's right. By the time we get to kickoff, Stidham's going to have a gold jacket waiting for him in his locker room.
Rob, rank the 4 quarterbacks and how much you trust them going into this weekend.
Well, he's 4th.
Okay. Who's first, second, third?
Oh, well, the oncoming MVP, Stafford, and Darnold right behind there, because he's at least been there. He's been a failure at it.
Think about that. Darnold is the second most trustworthy quarterback in these playoffs.
And only by default, because he's got more games under his belt than Drake. You know, Drake might be a little bit, in my mind, more, but the interceptions he's been throwing scare me.
They've played the exact same amount of playoff games in their careers.
Well, I'm just talking about totality. And, and the one thing that Darnold has proven now twice is he can get up. He can get nailed and have a bad game and get up. And that matters to me. And so I know he's going to get rocked by that defense, but I feel like he might even throw an interception or 2, but he's going to get up if he ever has to play a New England defense.
Sam Darnold playing really good ball right now, but he's still Sam Darnold, so you never know.
That's what I'm saying. What any of these
Drake May, as great as he's been all year, Drake May is playing about the worst I've seen him play.
So they could collapse. He could throw 4 interceptions and fall apart. Denver, Stidham's it's built in.
And remember, Darnold also is dealing with an injury. So
and then there's Darnold and the injury and all that. So that's why you look at the Rams and go, well, they've got the most things going for them. They certainly have, by far, in my mind, the most trustworthy and best quarterback of this crew.
Or you look at it and go, the Seahawks have a dominant defense. And that's the other thing. Yeah, they've got the best quarterback, and they've got to go up against the most elite defense.
So it's a lot of fun. It's not the clash of the Titans that a lot of the finals have been, but it's going to be. I guarantee you, when we talk again, if we gather on Monday, we're going to be talking about the most watched conference championship games of all time, because I think the Blizzard's going to force people into their homes. There's not going to be a lot going on, and it's going to be that exciting. It's going to be that much worth the excitement that we get, because I do think as we head toward the Super Bowl, no matter how this shakes out, it's going to feel kind of like, okay, we've got one prohibitive favorite.
Well, I think the NFC game is certainly going to be very heavily viewed, just because it's an elite game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the 2 teams that have played 2 games are separated by 1 point and 1 yard in those 2 games. yeah, that's a game that people want to watch. And I think, we've said this, that feels like the Super Bowl. I think most people probably realize.
I agree, and I think we're going to treat it like that. I think we're going to be glued to the TV for 4 hours on Sunday, and we'll 55 million people will have watched it by the time we talk.
All right, when we get back, we'll start digging into those games, and we'll start with the Broncos, who are trying to show a little fight. We're going to see if they got that dog in them, because the odds are stacked against them. We'll talk about that coming up next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I didn't want to call Bobo and have to have a confrontation.
Just make a change?
Yeah, because you're so bitchy.
We do it all the time.
You're so bitchy, Bobo.
You always want to
Do you realize how bitchy you are? And I don't want to fight with you.
You know, you calling me bitchy would be like me calling you a fat bastard. You know, that's projection, dude.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the OrthoNow Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. OrthoNow provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, OrthoNow has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on the dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, hockey fans, join the Blitz this Tuesday night at McIntyre's North Star for a Dallas Stars watch party with Flight by Yingling, proud partner of the Dallas Stars. Register to win a flyaway trip to see the Stars take on the Flyers in Philly, and you could win exclusive Flight by Yingling Dallas Stars gear.
So pregame with the Blitz Tuesday afternoon at McIntyre's North Star, then stick around to watch the Stars play the Blues. Puck drops at 7 o'clock at McIntyre's North Star with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. If your travels are taking you along 1604 northeast side of town, heads up. It's a jackknife 18-wheeler accident. 1604 eastbound shut down between Nacogdoches over to Lookout. Almost a 20-minute delay now. They are still diverting traffic onto the frontage road. Traffic is stopped from Green Mountain. Best to just avoid this area if at all possible. Again, that 1604 eastbound Nacogdoches to Lookout shut down 18-wheeler accident. 281 southbound approaching Sunset. This wreck is in the right lane, and the wreck at 281 northbound approaching Josephine, that is just cleared. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs got back to work and took care of business. The Utah Jazz fell to them 126-109. The captain of the boat, De'Aaron Fox, was 31-5-5. Keldon great again off the bench with 21 points. Spurs are 31-14, 15-9 on the road, and second in the West. The Dallas Cowboys have agreed to make a deal with the Eagles' passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach Christian Parker as the team's next defensive coordinator. Parker's just 34 years old and spent 2 years under Vic Fangio of Philadelphia. There are now 5 head coaching openings left in the NFL. The Bills, Steelers, Browns, Raiders, and Cardinals continue their search. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, 7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Look at us. We got a fancy new clock in here. It's blue. Yeah, blue lights instead of red. It does feel like we've changed allegiances. This is a...
Yeah.
We switched our gang flags. Is that what's happening here?
The blue wave is coming.
It's easier on the eyes. I once bought an entire car stereo just for the lights.
That's a bad decision.
It was Alpine. I liked it. It was green.
I did like Alpines, yeah. I had an Alpine deck in most of my cars.
Green.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Alpine amps, not so good, though.
No, but
I was a Clarion amp guy.
But the amps
I was a Fosgate. I was a Rockford Fosgate amp guy.
I had a Fosgate kicker, kicker amps. I had the Fosgate amp. But the Alpine amp was cool, though.
It did look cool, but it sucked.
Like I said, I only bought them for the lights.
Yeah, I was trying to thump.
Well, I thumped. but the lights were spectacular.
Bump.
No.
I was looking up during the break. Oh, first of all, I want to address what you asked our stats department to look up, and they did. There are of the jobs in the current jobs in the NFL. The numbers are 17, 9, and 1.
17 former defensive coordinators.
17 former offensive.
9
defensive, 1 special teams, 5 open. So that's the break. It's a 2-1.
It's so much harder to be a defensive coach because the rules are against you.
Yeah.
And innovation normally is reacted to by defense. It's normally not the other way around. Normally defensive coaches don't come up with a scheme that is suddenly amazing. They come up with players that suddenly are amazing.
Yeah.
And offense is about the scheme and the science of the game. So it doesn't surprise me.
I looked up the EPA numbers for the quarterbacks from last week's games, and I was surprised by this. by EPA, now this is just one metric, but
it's an all-encompassing metric, though.
EPA is expected points added. This is what you where your basically where you were versus where your team would be without you. Number one was Josh Allen. Now, you could also make the argument without him, or they don't have those turnovers.
You just defined Josh Allen with this number because it's still really low.
Even with 4 turnovers, Josh Allen was the best quarterback by EPA last week.
But the number itself is awful.
Yeah. Well, not bad. 11.1 is that's a decent number for.
Then to me the stat is flawed.
Okay.
Because I mean he was the best thing about Buffalo's offense, but that doesn't mean much. You know, I mean he wasn't. He was the best they had, but it was not very effective. And how many turnovers? So turnovers don't play as big a role.
Oh, they do. No, yeah. Because if you turn it over at, let's say you're you turn it over at the 5-yard line. You're about to go into the end zone and you throw a pick, or you throw a pick 6. That becomes a -12 play, or it's usually about a -10 play because they're just factoring that you might not get in the end zone. But that play went for 6 the other way, so that's a huge drain on you.
Okay, so that tells me how they come to the number.
Yeah.
So it's not a statistical average of a bunch of things. It's plus minus
There is
game.
an expected points added per play.
So it's a plus minus thing.
This happens on every play.
Is it a running total or is it a sum total?
It's running total.
Okay. Well, okay. Obviously, he was the best guy on their team, but I thought the number for a good game would be significantly higher than 17 or whatever he is.
Well, 11.1. No, I mean that's a pretty good number.
All right, so 11's the best.
Bo Nix was the second best. He had a 9.7. So the 2 quarterbacks in that game had, by EPA, the best performances. Caleb Williams was third. He had a 7.9, and a lot of that was, I mean, the touchdown at the end was essentially all him.
So did he get a plus 12 on that?
Yeah,
or whatever that.
I think he probably got at least a plus 4.5, plus 5. And his total numbers are 7.9. So that's a pretty big one. Sam Darnold 7.2. Matt Stafford 2.1. Number 6 was Drake May, -8.7. So what that means is every time Drake May took a snap, he was adding -0.3 points to what the Patriots were doing. Like that's what he cost them every time he took a snap.
Well,
Brock Purdy, -10.9. CJ Stroud, the worst, -17.6, which is a disaster stat.
Well, this stat in general is just brutal.
Oh yeah, it tells on you. But Drake May, that number is concerning to me because it's the second week in a row Drake May has been pretty awful and gotten away with it for I mean, part of it is their defense played very well in both those games.
They played a team that was just quarterbackless.
Yes. Yeah, well,
and that's why they're here. Any team that came with any kind of offensive momentum would have beaten New England.
I think so too.
I have no doubt in my mind. If the same EPA and all those plays were mirrored, they'd have lost, man. That's terrible.
They were in a fight despite.
Yeah, I get that. I do. That number makes perfect freaking sense to me because Stroud what was
-17.9. Yeah,
and that shines the light on the stat itself. I didn't think Stafford was so bad.
Stafford it wasn't that he was bad. He just wasn't.
But he was a net positive though. He was a plus point whatever 3.
Yeah. But remember, I mean, they were in a dogfight in that game. I mean, they probably felt like they should have had more separation in, and he had a turnover. Actually, I think the only quarterback who didn't have a turnover last week, or at least had a touchdown and no turnovers, was Sam Darnold. Who, again, now you can argue Sam Darnold was in a non-competitive football game.
That was,
and that there's something to that. But. Yeah, I was surprised that Caleb Williams outperformed Matt Stafford, even despite that one play at the end.
Yeah, I mean, we all cheered the way Williams played. And picked apart the problems too. But Stafford, I just didn't think he had as many problems, But I guess the squelching defense did play a role in where he performed, and he did lose one of his wide receivers there for a minute. So yeah, I guess there's some excuses in there. How often is it that we have 4 quarterback performances that are this poor in the NFC and the AFC title?
I can't imagine it happens very often.
Given that, you wonder, as we were trying to apply, is there a trend toward the coaches that are getting hired? I wonder how this applies to the hiring phase. When you look at defenses that are just putting the clamps on 4 quarterbacks, I wonder if that's the belief that the formula is that. Let's go find defensive coaches that do that.
Well, I mean, and remember the Rams probably lose that game if the Bears don't turn it over 3 times. The Bears lost a turnover battle 3-0 and lost the game 20-17 in overtime. Matt Stafford had no touchdown passes.
No,
he got sacked 4 times.
And I was going to give him the weather discount, but you're right. It was not an effective offensive situation for either quarterback, and Caleb performed better. So you're right.
But we'll get into that game coming up next. But the Patriots, I think there is, and I know that the storyline of this game has become Jarrett Stidham.
Absolutely, and it should be.
And listen, I don't think much of Jarrett Stidham. It's not like I think Jarrett Stidham is going to light the world on fire. But as you know, I don't think much of Bo Nix. And therefore, I don't think the drop-off from Bo Nix to Jarrett Stidham is all that great.
Yeah.
I think the quarterback's job in Denver is to just not screw up.
But you're going to have to score at some point. And that's what I think.
Or you let the Patriots put the ball on the ground 6 times, which Drake May has been apt to do the last couple weeks.
That's what it's going to take. We'll get it. We'll get there. It's just the monumental task that it is to not only just step in and start a football game, but to start the NFC title game on Sunday night after not playing a game for 2 years.
Yeah.
It's just asking far too much of everybody around you, and knowing full well that 2 plays lose a game.
You're right.
That's
It is
what
asking
scares me more than anything else.
The thing that scares me more than anything, and I made a wager on the Broncos. I bet the Broncos +5. I'm invested in them now, even though I've said they're frauds and phonies all year. I mean, 5 is just, to me, it's an outrageous number. But the thing that does worry me is you saw this last week with the Texans. The Patriots, the way they're with the health of their defense right now, you ain't running on that team. They are so good against the run. The way to beat them is to throw it around on them. Now, and the other thing about Sean Payton is Sean Payton isn't even trying to run. So I think that negates it. Like,
yeah, but you can only run so many screens.
The Patriots say you can't run on us, and Sean Payton says, okay, I don't want to. That's great. But it does mean, you're going to have to trust Jarrett Stidham to take a couple shots.
He's going to have to, and he's going to have to move the ball on with his feet. I think he's going to probably have to gain 25, 30 yards with his feet just to get first downs when everybody's covered, because I'm not worried about you running, the team running. Like you said, I got everybody in coverage. So he's going to have to do some things with his feet that I kind of remember him doing. I mean, at Auburn, I do think he had a little bit, but there's just to me, I don't care how everything else was shaken. When you see that, I just rest on my laurels knowing it's that hard to get done. And I think he might be valiant in the effort, but it's going to be so difficult to step in and also they're at home too, right? I'd almost rather be on the road.
Really?
Oh, man. You're waking up everywhere you turn, people slapping you on the back. We're rooting for you, brother. We're all counting on you.
Yeah, I mean, I think from a communication standpoint, it'll be good to have a friendly crowd.
No, I'm kidding. But the build-up for him is going to be just extraordinary. And by Sunday afternoon, like I heard Eisen say it, and he's right. There will be a gold jacket waiting for him if he just wins this game. It will be the singular thing in his life if he wins this game.
And the other important thing to remember about this game is New England, even though, I mean, they put up 28 points last week somehow. Now remember, that was interception return. They had C.J. Stroud gave them 5 turnovers, so that helps you put up those points. They did, everything was on a short field.
Even though it's short field, they did it against the best defense in football. So they did get home with a little bit of, we were given a lot of favors, but we were managing to score against that great defense, and that's a significant, I think, confidence booster.
But they were 3 of 14 on third downs.
No, we don't want to talk about that. But I'm telling you, again, this was against the best defense in my mind in football up until this game.
Well, I mean,
but you're right.
The Broncos are what?
They're right there. No, I've said all year, it feels like when you play Denver, there's 13 guys on the field. They're not all singular superstars, but there's just so many bodies coming at you that the scheme works.
So here's the
Houston
question.
just knocked you out of your cleats.
Let's simplify it. Do you think Jarrett Stidham will play a better game than C.J. Stroud played?
I expect
because I feel like it's
the same.
Oh my God!
Not
that's
kind
a disaster.
But I'm talking about. I don't know how.
C.J. Stroud looked like he'd never played football before,
and there were weather issues and yips issues. But keep in mind, as bad as you think Bo Nix is, Stidham couldn't take his job. So we're talking about a lesser.
Yeah.
I just don't see, and we know they're not going to try to run the football.
How much of a lesser?
So I got a quarterback that, well, I don't know how much lesser, but I know that the Bo Nix is probably of all the playoff quarterbacks in the last 10 years, one of the weakest as far as everything sum totaled. And this guy couldn't beat him out. He was here for a fail-safe, and it's been 2 years as he's been kind of standing around the sides.
Well,
it's asking so much.
I think the other thing to consider, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, the very first guy that Sean Payton signed when he got to Denver was Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
Sean Payton.
But not as a starter.
No, and he knew it. But, I mean, if you know Bo Nix is going to be your starter, do you think you're just saying, I'm not worried about the backup? I think he picked a guy he really believes in.
I hope you're right, because if it works out, he's going to be a hero for the rest of his life. He's going to be Clint Longley for the Cowboys. I mean, this is a miracle. I mean, Nick Foles will never buy another meal in Philadelphia for the rest of his life, and Stidham will have a statue in front of him in Denver. I mean, it will be that kind of game. And to expect that kind of performance in the NFC Championship game, wow, against a good defense, not a rollover offense team that just wants to outscore you. This is a defense that's coming for you.
Yep. All right, so, we'll keep digging into this game on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How's your water? How many people ask you that? Only people that care about you. I care. How's your water? Connecticut cares. They ask you how your water is. If you have any questions about your water, it tastes funny, well, that's always an issue. But if you have problems with your water that you don't realize till the water evaporates, that's where we need to talk. It's that stuff that's left over that bothers me so much, because it ends up in your pipes and in your appliances, on your skin and your hair and your dog dishes. You don't want that. You shouldn't have to deal with it. That's why Connecticut has been so successful, because they take care of that problem, and they don't add any problems to your life. They don't add any bills, I can tell you that, because, you don't even plug a Connecticut in. It works off kinetic energy. That saves you salt, that saves you effort, saves you time. And then you deal with the quality. I've had Connecticut for most of my adult life. In every house I've ever owned, I've never had to call them to fix anything ever. I hear the warranty is great. I've never had to use it. Now's the time to get one. Write this number down. It's 656-PURE. You call them today, they're going to come out and put one in your home for 90 days if you're already plumbed for it. So you can find out what I'm talking about. And when you buy, here's the deal. There's money in your old water softener with your great credit. There's 0% financing and a gift, a reverse osmosis drinking station, just for purchasing the best you can get. Call them today at 656-PURE. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. When it's all said and done, I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In the U.S., 1 in 5 children with cancer will not survive. But there is hope because of you. Help give them more birthdays, more moments, more tomorrows, because every child deserves a chance to grow up. Give them tomorrow. Support St. Jude today.
My fiance is a veteran. He was a combat medic in the Army.
I did tours in Korea, Germany, and Bosnia before I got injured.
There's been a lot of wear and tear on his body.
My knees are bone on bone from doing all those jumps and lugging my backpack and all that gear around. I was also exposed to toxins.
When Yusuf got out of the military, he needed help getting his disability benefits.
Luckily, DAV came to the rescue. They fought for me the same way that I fought for my country.
Every year, DAV provides life-changing support to more than 1 million veterans like Yusuf, helping them get the benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories, great and small.
Now Yusuf is paying it forward. DAV has been instrumental in helping him start 2 healthcare technology companies that are working to help veterans everywhere.
My victory is never giving up and finding more ways to serve.
He's pretty amazing.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
As veterans, we've lived through ups and downs. For many of us, alcohol's been there for both. Over time, we realized that a bottle of beer isn't a bottle of beer, and 2 fingers of whiskey are more than just the liquid. What we're really consuming when we drink is time. Sometimes it's a good time. Time with new friends in a bar, old friends over cards, or just a moment to unwind at the end of a long day. Sometimes it's wasted time. Time that could be better spent focusing on things we never finished and reconnecting with those we lost touch with or pushed away. But sometimes that drink is time that gets out of hand. It's time spent apologizing. And sometimes it's time with a heavy cost. If you feel your alcohol consumption has become unmanageable, VA has treatments to help you manage. Visit va.gov/recovery.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
No, this is what this song needed. What we need is a bucka bucka. What the problem with this is we don't got enough bucka bucka. Which I can say generally in life I don't have enough of that. As long as I get credit on the record, the liner notes, as long as they know I'm the bucka bucka guy.
Right?
I come up with that.
All right. Enough of that. Grow up, guys. Do sports talk.
Bucka bucka. That's got to think. I'm gonna put you out of the car. You do that one more time.
I have real concern about this Patriots offense, just because this is not. I mean, I get it. They played the Texans defense, and the Texans defense is elite. But
how likely is it for them to go play a complete football game, the New England offense, especially their running backs, without fumbling the ball against a team like Denver? What's the likelihood that they don't fumble at all?
Oh, I almost none.
Almost none, you feel like, right?
Yeah.
So while I have serious questions about the Denver quarterback situation, I also know that they know how to win the game without their quarterback, like you keep talking about. And they are going against an offense that's more than willing to give you the ball.
Yeah.
And so I do think that there's a lot of concern because New England, really, knowing you're going against Stidham, knowing you probably don't need to score more than 21 points on your offense.
Yeah.
But you got a problem. You're going to have to find one of those 2 running backs is going to have to prove to you that you can trust him. And if you can find out early, I think you might get out safe. But I guarantee you, I see 3 turnovers in New England's offense. I think they're going to have to dare greatly. I think they're going to have to.
I
just to get the 21.
I do think the Patriots have shown, and they showed last week against the best defense they've seen all season long. Ramondre Stevenson ran for 4.5 yards per carry. You know, he didn't break off some. I think he did break off one long one, but like for the most part, he's the guy they trust.
Well,
which is
they're
dangerous.
starting to, because the first half of the season he couldn't stay on the field because he kept putting the ball on the floor.
Yeah. But I do think he's their guy. The veteran is their guy. I'm more worried about Drake May, who Drake May has put the ball on the ground 6 times in the last 2 games.
So that
6 times?
All of that, and yes, we give credit to the Houston defense in the rain. It was a tough place, but this isn't the first time he's done this. So as much as I have a problem with Stidham, because I just think that it's a 0. They're starting at 0. They're not starting at +1.
No,
they're starting at 0. You know, as long as Vrabel can control his quarterback in that, don't let him get scared, but at the same time, don't make a stupid mistake, dude. You don't have to do much today. But that's not in Drake's makeup, man. I just feel like the more you try to hold him back, the more he's going to kick against it and try to do something nuts, because that's just how he is, and I love that about him. But on the road, just do enough.
Yeah.
You know, don't do anything more than your job. And do you think that's in Drake May's psyche?
No.
Yeah, and that's because that's what has made him what he is, MVP candidate in second year, because just doing enough ain't me, man. Well, when you do more, look what we get last week. You know, when you're doing more than you should, that's when we get in trouble. And that's a hard thing to moderate.
Yeah, and on the other side, you know, like I said, you're almost certain that that the Broncos are going to ask Stidham to do more than a typical team would ask their. Like normally, a team loses their starter, it's run heavy offense,
bubble screen, flat passes, lots of tight ends in the game to protect your backside.
Sean Payton's not going to do that, and that's why I think Sean Payton wouldn't have Jarrett Stidham there if he didn't think Stidham is capable.
I qualify this as I do think Sean Payton is a witch, and he has finally cracked the code as finding quarterbacks to just do your job. And I don't need to draft Superman. I just need every man. And if you'll just do that, we'll be great. He's done it. So no coach is more prepared to do it with Stidham than Payton is. So I'll give you all the X's and O's, and I'll give you everything else. And if this was the first playoff game, the wild card game, I'd feel a little bit better. But we're at the pinnacle. This is the peak. Things have gone to 11. They're going to reach 12, and you're going to step in off the street, basically. I know he's ready. I don't think it's a matter of, like, preparation. He seems to be the kind of guy that I honestly believe prepares for every game like he's going to start, because it's Bo Nix. He might. But at the end of the day, I just can't get past it. I'm trying to find reasons to move past it. And the 5 points to me seems way too much.
But you just don't think they can win.
I just don't think they can win. Yeah. I just don't know how they're going to get through it. And there's going to be, if they do win, again, the gold jacket awaits, and the superstar that gets through there, it's going to be something else, because the deck is stacked.
Josh McDaniels knows Jarrett Stidham very well. Remember, Jarrett Stidham started his career in New England. He was a New England draft pick.
He said, yeah, he's only had 2 OCs his whole life.
And then Jarrett Stidham also was the Raiders' backup quarterback, and actually had some starts with the Raiders when Josh McDaniels was a coach of the Raiders. So the opposite OC knows what Stidham is and isn't capable of. And I mean, I was reading, McDaniels isn't going to say anything negative about him, obviously. He's like, oh, he's a great kid, smart, accurate passer, all the things that you say about good backup quarterbacks, hard worker, great teammate, blah, blah, blah. Just hadn't had the right opportunity, you know. But the one thing I will take away from that is Josh McDaniels also saw enough in Jarrett Stidham to draft him in the 4th round. And so
hey, man, and he's a Texas kid. Stephenville, I mean, local.
I think he's generally a pretty respected player, as a backup.
It's not that I hate him; it's the situation he's in. It's just I can't imagine finding anything other than difficulty. I just don't see success coming. Like, because he doesn't have the kind of game where you go, well, he's got a cannon,
No.
or he runs a 4-1, so let's get him around a corner. He doesn't come with that kind of specialty. He comes with a game management kind of tempo, which is probably ideal. But
so the total in this game is 42.5.
Which probably, that sounds right there, man.
It sure feels to me like if a team gets to 20, they're winning this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And if I do get to 21st, I'm worried.
Because and part of me says, well, the scary thing about playing under on this game is the real possibility of turnovers. Because both these quarterbacks, I could see turning the ball over. And if that is to happen, depending on where turnovers happen, it can be an underkiller.
The funny thing is, I see May turning it over more than Stidham. I don't think it's about turnovers. I just think it's about stagnation. I think you're going to be so desperate to try to get the ball. It's a field possession game. We're going to win it with a couple of field goals. So I don't mind a bunch of 4-and-outs, but let's play the field game and keep moving them inch and inch back. And eventually make this Drake May gunslinger make a mistake, and let's kick a field goal or two. That's my strategy. I'm digging in. I'm protecting the 30-yard line on both sides, and you're going to play in that middle field. And hopefully at some point you're going to make a turnover, and I got 2 plays waiting on you that I know are going to work. And when I get the chance, I'm going to run them.
The one thing I think is a place where the Broncos can have some success is with their tight ends. The Patriots are not good against tight ends, haven't really been all year. I thought last week Dalton Schultz was one of the best matchup problems for them, and Dalton Schultz had 50 yards in like the first 2 drives that he played, then he got hurt. But I think Evan Ingram, Adam Troutman, both these guys could have big games.
Well, they're going to need him in just to protect him. You know what I mean?
Cortland Sutton's probably going to be taken away. I would imagine Cortland Sutton and Christian Gonzalez cancel each other out. So it's going to have to be
10 yards out the field, I think.
It's going to have to be the Marvin Mims show on some quick stuff, and it's going to have to be tight ends.
If you're Vrabel, are you sending guys after him, or are you just making? I'm going to wait for him to make a mistake.
I don't think you blitz. I mean, this is a very accurate dude, and like I said, this is a Sean Payton quarterback. What is Sean Payton? Sean Payton has never had guys who were like overly physically blessed. He's got quick processors.
I agree. And a rag arm.
And typically, quick processors are the guys you don't really want to blitz.
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't. If I'm not blitzing, am I just going to get everybody in coverage and just wait for you to try something that you're not good at?
And it does help that I really think both these coaches are fully aware. Vrabel's aware, and Payton is aware that the Broncos aren't running the football.
Yeah.
And I think the Broncos know they can't run it against the Patriots, and I think the Patriots know the Broncos don't care.
Boy, that's a tough recipe to survive.
It is. It is. But
Can't
I guess
run, and it's the first game in 2 years against a defense that will attack. I mean, they're going to give you a chance. I think the defense is going to take a risk. I think they're going to try to turn him over. They're going to have to.
Yeah. Now I find this, it's not sexy,
No,
the
that's
matchup. But I find it a little fascinating.
It's probably, as far as the storyline's more intriguing than the night game, because we know what we're getting in the night game.
Yeah.
Man on man, 1 versus 2, even Steven. We know exactly what both teams are going to try to do. They've both been successful doing it in different times. The first game, who knows?
Well, let's start kicking into that other game on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Bunkin' Biscuit is waiting on you. As the big game is just around the corner, I want you to consider your MVP, your most valuable pet. The first thing about having a most valuable pet is are they well behaved? And some of us just don't know how to get it done, and we spoil our babies, and before we know it, we got outlandish animals that we can't control. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit's there to help you out. They've got expert trainers, gals that know exactly what they're doing, and the dogs enjoy learning. And before you know it, you've got a dog that you can take with you, keep with you, that can really be part of the family. And that's just part of what Bunkin' Biscuit does for me, and I want them to do it for you. There's the daily drop-off. If you're going to be heading into work all day long and you want to make sure your pet's taken care of, getting the exercise and all that they need, I can guarantee you'll get them that. And they're easy to get to right there off 35, just outside of 1604. If you're heading out of town for that big game or big weekend, or maybe it's a long-term getaway, you can feel safe and comfortable that your pets are being taken care of by expert folks that love your dogs as much as you do. That's Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. Here's the number, 210-750-1298, mybunkinbiscuit.com. Take them there. Thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got major delays now along 1604 eastbound between Nacogdoches to Lookout. That is shut down. Jackknife 18-wheeler. It is a mess. Just avoid it if at all possible. 35-minute delay now. Backup starts at Green Mountain. Still diverting traffic onto the frontage road. So would suggest just avoiding this area if at all possible this morning. Otherwise, Tupper Wine, Judson, Evans, those are good alternate routes. 281 southbound approaching Sunset, accident right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or my website, alawyer4us.com. That's alawyer4us.com.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random +1.
I am honored to be standing here today. Also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, the big game is almost here, but every game is big when you play Prize Picks because it's so fun to be right. And when the big game comes around, I'm talking 2,000 times your money. But you got to remember something. That's the code Alamo. With $5, you can get $50 in free play when you go download the Prize Picks app. But when the big game hits, the specials are here, and we've got them. And I love Prize Picks because if my guy is winning, I can cash out early. That's one of the best things about Prize Picks is they take care of you from beginning to end. Prize Picks offers 2,000 times your cash. I've heard all different numbers, not 2,000 from other places. So when it comes down to the big game, and it could be that big game or any big game, Prize Picks makes it a big game. Download the app, use the code Alamo, and use some big free money to play the big game. Prize Picks, let me tell you how good it feels, because it feels so good to be right.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Tell them, Vic, sing it. Party and party and yeah! Yeah! Good morning, happy Friday.
Hey, if you're on the road and you're headed into an HEB, check in. Let me know what it's like.
Oh, it's a hellscape.
Is it a hellscape?
It's got to be.
You're right.
It's got to be.
Wah, wah.
It's like one of those zombie movies where they go in the grocery store and they find like a can of chickpeas and they're like, oh, look what we found.
Oh, we've got cat food. Yes. Survive on toothpaste.
Yeah. The night game, the Rams plus 2.5 at the Seahawks. We've talked about the two games that these teams have played. So they've played two full games against each other. They're 1-1. They have been separated by 1 point in those two games. They have been separated by 1 yard of total offense in those two games.
Has this ever happened? But it's this close, this even, coming into a title game?
I feel like it's probably happened with Baltimore and Pittsburgh at some point.
Yeah,
Had to have.
Yeah. I've never seen it. I can tell you that. If it had happened, I'd never noticed it before.
I bet it's happened with like the Eagles and not the Eagles, the Cowboys and the Giants back in the early 90s when both of them were kind of peaking.
Because within a yard, within a point.
Isn't that wild?
I've never seen anything so evenly matched.
These two teams are right. They are even Stevens. It is going to be a fun matchup. I mentioned yesterday that Sean McVay has kind of dominated the Seahawks since 2019. Sean McVay is 12-3 against the spread against Seattle. With Stafford at quarterback, the Rams are 6-1 against Seattle. The only game they lost was Week 16, the game they lost by 1 point.
Yep.
But this is a pretty new regime, second year of Mike McDonald, and who I think is brilliant. Like I think he is. I don't think a lot of I guess I have a harder time judging defensive coaches, but I think that he is one of these coaches that he's going to win a Super Bowl in his career. I'm almost sure of it.
Well, for me, the highest compliment I can give him is he feels this is Seattle. He fits the Seattle build. They are the Seahawks, the way the Seahawks should be. The fly to the ball defense, attack you, hit you constantly, never knowing where that blitz is coming from. Big, strong safeties. And on the other side of the ball, you got a running back that's elusive enough that can hit a hole, and you got one wide receiver that can run past everybody. And that just feels they're Seattle. That's how they're always going to be great, and I appreciate the way they did it.
The fear, of course,
is there Seattle.
It's Sam Darnold playing quarterback for you. And Sam Darnold, like last week, he won his first playoff game, but also he didn't really have to do anything. Like there was never a moment where it was like, Sam, we need you to make a play. It was over before it started. That won't be the case this week.
No, and
they're going to need Sam Darnold to step up and make some plays.
I don't expect failure from him. I really don't. It's easy to talk about the last couple of opportunities there, but I do think he's reached a level that even if it does collapse, I'm not going to hold it that much against him, even that it will still show to me that you're a certain kind of quarterback and you'll never be able to cross out of it. But, when I look at this, I don't want it to be the team I want to go because either one of these teams I think would make a fine Super Bowl candidate. I don't think they would be, I think it would be good to see either one of these franchises there for different reasons. I find zero reason to pick one team over another other than gut.
Okay.
I hate that.
Well, let me give you some more numbers to try and make you make a decision. Since 2015, teams off of overtime facing a team who was not on overtime.
All right, that's interesting.
The Rams off of overtime facing a team in Seattle who was not. 10-18 straight up. The team that was on overtime has won 10, lost 18.
Huh.
Bad news if you're a Rams fan.
Yeah, that is not a good. I'd have thought there'd been some momentum to that.
How about playoffs? Or you come off a win in overtime in the playoffs, and you're playing a playoff game in the next round. 0-5 straight up since 2015, losing by 15.5 points per game. If you go all the way back to 2002, 6-13 straight up in their next playoff game.
That's a prohibitive number. And it's not even close.
And I told you yesterday that the Rams playing their third consecutive road game. Teams playing their third consecutive road game in the playoffs, 48-79 straight up.
That one I value a lot. The other one I don't understand. I guess it's just bad teams going one game further because they pulled off a miracle.
Yeah.
That's how it sounds to me.
Here's a weird stat. Teams after you face the Bears this year. Teams the week after they play Chicago, 2-13-1.
That is a phenomenal
2 wins,
stat.
13 losses, and a tie in their next game. And teams that have played the Bears have lost 9 consecutive games the next week. 9 in a row.
One of my backhanded, well, it's not a backhanded compliment. When you play a bad team and, they hit us hard. And I was used to, for the Cardinals for a couple of years, you would always go beat the Cardinals. But by the time you played your next game, you were so beat up from beating them that you lost. I guess that qualifies for the Bears this year.
Yeah.
They were a hard-hitting defense, if not great defense. At least they came at you. That's a number that's one of those. Is this just a coincidence? I mean, is it just because they're playing a bunch of NFC Central teams that suck too? I don't know. That's just a random stat for a team that I don't feel like beat you up.
It's a weird. I mean, I guess maybe it's having to
the Bears index.
Ben Johnson is a unique offense. I don't know. Mike McDonald has coached 10 games at night with the Seahawks. He started out 0-3 in those games. He's won 7 in a row since.
I would think that's a benefit, but that's Seattle fan.
Here's part of it. He was 1-3 straight up with Geno Smith as his quarterback. He is 6-0 with Sam Darnold as his quarterback.
So it's the Geno index, not the night index.
But what's funny is Darnold is 6-0 straight up in night games with Mike McDonald. He was 4-7 straight up before he got to Seattle in night games.
Well, yeah.
Although he didn't win very many games, period, before he got to Seattle. So maybe it was
how many of those were in Seattle? Because Seattle at night is a crazy place.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's 6-0 so far in Seattle in night games.
That's a definite benefit.
Yep. And now here's one that's a little scary. Seattle's won 8 consecutive games going into this week. Teams on an 8+ game win streak entering the conference championship game are just 3-9 against the spread going back to realignment, back to 2002. Even if a 7-game win streak, you're 4-12 against the spread. So it means the number's usually inflated on the team that's been winning a lot of games in a row.
Makes sense.
And then Sam Darnold, this is fascinating. 29-7 in the last 2 seasons. No quarterback in the last 2 seasons has won more games than Sam Darnold.
No, I believe that, yeah.
He is also 24-11-1 against the spread. That is also the best mark in 2 seasons.
And 2 teams.
In his first 6 seasons, he went 21-35. So think about that. He has won 29 games in the last 2 seasons. He won 21 in his first 6 combined.
Yeah. That's why that story is so spectacular. And the latter part of those numbers, he did with 2 different teams.
Yeah. So this is
it's solidified who I think is going to win. I think this is. I mean, my gut tells me, but the numbers you just gave me kind of solidify that I think Seattle's going to beat the Rams.
The Seahawks, 27 consecutive games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. The last time somebody ran for 100 yards against Seattle, James Cook did it in Week 8 of last season. I mean, so Kyron Williams probably not going to be a huge factor here.
What a crazy stat! I'd have thought that had happened.
You would think it's. I mean, they play Christian McCaffrey twice a year.
Yeah, it's not like they're not going against some backs.
Nope. One other thing to note about Stafford, with Sean McVay as his coach, Stafford is 7-2 in the playoffs. He has, so we can talk about how Sam Darnold's played. Matt Stafford's been also very, very good, and that was his, I think his third. They won. This was his 3rd road win, maybe his 4th road win last week, because they were on the road the year they won the Super Bowl.
Right.
So it's not overwhelming for him to go on the road.
Well, we talked about him yesterday. He gets this one. He joins an elite crew.
Yeah.
He gets to the upper echelon. Welcome to the VIP room, Mr. Stafford.
The referee, Bill Vinovich, is the referee. The Seahawks are 10-4 straight up at home when Bill Vinovich has been their referee. With Bill Vinovich as referee or main official, the Rams 4-9 straight up.
Do you find it interesting they've already announced the refs?
No, I think it's pretty typical, for the playoffs especially.
Surprised they don't hold that back and you don't know until they walk out.
Because it's like a reward for these guys.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you're right. I'd forgotten about that.
Underdogs do not do well with Bill Vinovich as the main official. Underdogs in the last 10 years with him, 66-101.
So he's a home ref.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
The under with Vinovich, 96-70 in the last year. So that's a pretty telling number as well. But it does say also road teams have done well. 86-78 for road teams under Vinovich. So And underdogs, he's been the main official in 17 playoff games in his career.
And
underdogs are 8-9 straight up in those games, which that's a pretty strong percentage. Like you got, I mean, you got to.
He's not a road ref then.
They're not supposed to win the game, but yeah, 8-9. And he's been the official for one Seahawks and Rams playoff game. That was in 2019. The Rams won that game 26-23. He also was the Super Bowl ref in the Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl that the Patriots won 28-24.
That was 2015?
2015, yep.
We might get a rematch.
Vinovich called 50 total false starts, second most of any official. 29 false starts on road teams. That's the second most of any official as well. And he only called 7 accepted defensive holding penalties this season. The fewest of any official.
What about offensive holding?
Of those, let's see,
because that's the
pretty neutral.
Okay.
Pretty neutral.
That's how I judge my refs.
Yeah. So, this is a really tough game to pick. I just because I think these teams are so evenly matched. I lean to taking the points. I want points. But I wouldn't be shocked whoever walks away out of this win.
Home team. It just seems like all things even. I'm going to go home, and I just like Seattle. And the separator to me is they're playing at home.
Yeah,
and that's enough.
But the Rams have won there this year already.
Like I said, I hate the fact that I am to the point where all I got is gut. There's not a single number that I can give and go, this is why, without a retort and say, no, it's not. This because of this. It is as equal a fight as I've ever seen as far as gambling. I just don't see one side having any kind of leverage. They're dead even in everything. But I think I think the McVay gets a tick as being a longer term coach, but he's up against what McVay was 8 years ago, but on the other side of the ball. He's the hottest young guy going. So I think there's some match there because of the volume and the number of plays that Seattle was able to manufacture this year. That tells me this defense is stellar. I don't care who they're going against. So I don't know, man. I just like the home team, and I'm gonna stick with it until I actually have to make the money, and then I'll flip it just because I'm never right.
Well, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, that's
a good way to do it.
The first step to conquering your demons is accepting that you have them.
A couple of things of note in the game that they played last. What was it, week 15 when they played the Rams? Seahawks Rams played. The Rams did not have Devontae Adams.
No, it mattered.
And they still won the game without him.
Yeah, but it mattered. They missed him.
Yeah.
Puka had to go nuts.
Puka did go nuts. And there have been a couple guys worth watching in these matchups that I was doing some research last night because I drafted my championship fantasy roster.
And there were 4.
Yeah, no, there's down to 2. This is it.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, but
this is the championship match.
So could you draft for all 4 teams? You're drafting for that's what I meant. So you're drafting all 4 teams.
You draft off the 4 teams. But some of the things I noted from those first matchups, Puka Nacua, I mean, he jumped off the page in the last one. 12 catches, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean,
do you think it's possible to take him away?
No.
Because I don't think there's a set route. He just finds the seam.
Yeah, I think he's a problem matchup for the Seahawks, who are really good on defense, but Matt Stafford also really good at getting the ball out and getting it to Puka. And if you can get it in his hands, he is a menace.
Yeah, I think that's the guy that you circle say, well, I can take him away. I don't think you can take him away, but I do think you can take him away inside the 20. If he's going to beat us, he's going to have to beat us deep inside from the 50, and anything further down the field, I got 2 guys on you, man. I can't let you do it.
He had 7 catches for 75 yards in the first game. Jackson Smith-Njigba in the first game had 9 catches, 105 yards. A.J. Barner, their tight end, 10 catches, 70 yards in the first game. So they were using a lot of quick outs. Now, remember, that was the game where Sam Darnold threw 4 picks. That was the nightmare Sam Darnold game, the game in L.A. So that was that's always the concern for me with Seattle is, what if he's Sam Darnold?
My other worry is who's gonna carry the ball when and if they get inside the 5. Because
Seattle
for Seattle, because
Kenneth Walker is going to carry. He's the only guy who can.
Charbonnet was the dude
for
all season, and anybody who had K9 on a fantasy team know that he was robbed of many touchdowns from Charbonnet. So there's a short yardage issue that does worry me for Seattle. They don't have that boomer back. Not that K9's not good, because he is a yardage fool, but he doesn't score a lot of touchdowns.
Well, if they score him, he's probably going to score him.
Well, he's going to have to. But my fear is the reason they don't let him carry the ball down there is he's not a pile mover like Charbonnet was.
But, I mean, Seahawks have a great offensive line. I mean, again, every way you look at this matchup, you can come up with an argument for either team. I just that's why I'm so stoked about this game. I've said it since about week the Rams were my preseason Super Bowl pick. I've said since about week 10, though, these are the two best teams. I love that we've got this matchup. We're so fortunate we didn't get this like last week or something like that. This is a deserving NFC Championship game. All right, we'll keep talking football on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
American Public University offers affordable online degrees that respect your service and sacrifice. Learn more about special rates and grants available to you and your family at apu.apus.edu/military.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus comes out swinging. Highlight Machine Justin Gaethje collides with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in a must-see high-octane main event. Plus, Sean Sugar O'Malley faces off against Song Yadong in a stand-up war filled with high-level striking. Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Stream UFC 324 live on January 24th, only on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Start the year in dry at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. All Silverado 1500s get 1.9% financing plus an additional $1,250 trade-in rebate. Or buy a new Colorado for only $28,999. And the affordable Trax is only $346 a month with zero down. Plus, all heavy duties have 5.9% financing for 84 months. Together, let's drive. North Park Chevrolet, 10 minutes by Loop 410 in Castroville. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Everyone deserves access to quality health, but for half the world's population, essential health services are out of reach. At AmeriCares, we know access to quality health saves and improves lives. With good health, people can attend school, be productive at work, care for their families, and contribute to strong communities. That's why we envision pathways to health and opportunity for all. We care. It's our call to action. It's in our history. It's in our name, AmeriCares. AmeriCares about disaster survivors, about free medical aid, what doctors need, our communities, our neighbors, our families. AmeriCares about good health, for a better world. Learn more at americares.org/goodhealth. Together, we can build pathways to health. americares.org/goodhealth. Join us.
It's 2026. New year, new you, new resolutions to keep for a couple weeks. Whether you're trying to eat healthy in the new year or not, your best choice is Omaha Steaks. They have multiple bundles to choose from. They have an all-protein pack if you're trying to slim down or eat clean, consisting of butcher's cut filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breast, boneless pork chops, classic burgers, and more. Everything you need for your freezer and meal prep. Or grab one of the other bundles that include potatoes au gratin and caramel apple tartlets. That sounds good. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Support your fresh start with high-quality proteins from Omaha Steaks. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com and get an extra $35 off with promo code SKY at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code SKY. Terms apply. See site for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are still dealing with this closure on 1604 eastbound Nacogdoches to Lookout. It's a jackknife 18-wheeler accident. Traffic still being diverted onto the frontage road. So best to just avoid this area or Tupperwine, Judson, Evans. Those are good alternate routes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs got back to work and took care of business. The Utah Jazz fell to them 126-109. The captain of the boat, De'Aaron Fox, was 31-5-5. Keldon great again off the bench with 21 points. Spurs are 31-14, 15-9 on the road, and second in the West. The Dallas Cowboys have agreed to make a deal with the Eagles' passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach Christian Parker as the team's next defensive coordinator. Parker's just 34 years old and spent 2 years under Vic Fangio of Philadelphia. There are now 5 head coaching openings left in the NFL. The Bills, Steelers, Browns, and Raiders, and Cardinals continue their search. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Yay. Vic, what are you going to do this weekend?
Absolutely nothing.
Join the Polar Bear Club.
Yeah, I'm just going to... I'm stocked up on everything.
Rob hasn't even gone to the store yet.
No, and I texted my wife.
went
We started
Wednesday.
talking about it when the show kicked at 6. My wife was not working today, so she was just, I texted her, you might want to get up and go to the store. I've had no reply.
Yeah. Yesterday, right after our show, they announced the award candidates for the NFL. No shock. The finalists for the MVP are listed as Matt Stafford, Drake May, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Christian McCaffrey. Your non...
I have to have one.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I would have maybe looked at Jackson Smith and Jigba or Puka Nacua. I think both of them you could have made an argument for. But I guess if you're putting Matt Stafford on there, it wouldn't like. It feels though like, no offense to Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, or Christian McCaffrey, this is a 2-horse race.
Yeah,
it's going. I'd bet my house it's going to be Matt Stafford or Drake May.
And we've talked about it all season, especially the last 6 weeks. We knew it was going to be those final two, and it feels like it's going to get Stafford. Although he stumbled down the end, he wasn't the same quarterback at the end of the season for a lot of reasons. But he wasn't throwing like he was at the beginning of the year. But this is also kind of a lifetime achievement. I feel like this is going to be the crowning year of his career. And I think he's going to get it just because of past history and adequate this year. I mean, he certainly should be in the conversation. I'm not sure if he was the true MVP, but I'm not sure he really had a separator this year.
No, I
you
don't
know what I
know
mean. So this is the time you give the lifetime achievement.
How about this? Coach of the Year. You can make a great case for all of these guys, quite frankly. Mike Vrabel, Mike McDonald, two guys that are still coaching. Yeah. It says something. Liam Cohen, who turned Jacksonville around in a hurry.
Which might be the best coaching job.
Ben Johnson of the Bears and Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers, who did a great job just for different reasons. I mean, his every star player he had was hurt at some point this year.
Has he gotten it before? I feel like if he hadn't, he should have.
I'm sure he has.
I don't know, but I don't know if I give it to him just because I know the injuries weren't his fault, but there were just a few losses there. I do think you could almost have a Coach of the Year candidate not named Kyle and go that route because he is, in my mind, one of the top two. I think the most impressive coaching
never
job
been
this
Coach
year,
of the Year, Kyle Shanahan.
So, we're kind of maybe getting to the time where maybe he deserves one of these just for previous accomplishments as well.
Tough to say it's not to his best coaching job.
Yeah, so maybe
frankly.
he lines up there. And if I'm in his industry making that vote, I'd certainly look that direction. To me, the most impressive thing that happened this year, and it isn't the biggest turnaround, but to me, the most impressive thing that happened was what Liam Cohen did in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's also there's only one guy on this list who has been Coach of the Year before. That's Mike Vrabel. He did it in Tennessee. It'd be a good story for him to.
He did a hell of a job, but I don't think he's in my top three.
I can't get past their schedule.
Yeah, I think I like a coach to do one of two things when he shows up. One, a guy that shows up and the team is terrible. I mean, he takes over a franchise that has been awful and offers a glimmer of hope with a glimmer of hope player, and they kind of ride the wave.
Yeah.
And then there's the coach that comes out that takes over a team that has always underperformed for whatever reason. Several guys have showed up and couldn't get it to happen, and then that guy showed up and it works. And I'm always more impressed with that guy.
Yeah.
And to me, that's Liam
That's
Cohen.
Jacksonville.
He showed up. You
can make that same case for Chicago.
Yeah, kind of. And
it's just been a 2-year process for them.
The credit he gets for that quarterback might be enough to push him over the top. But to show up in Jacksonville with a franchise that has been rudderless and moderately talented and get all those guys to figure out how to win a football game, that's pretty impressive.
A lot of big turnarounds. Vrabel, Johnson, McDonald all won their division, and Cohen for that matter. Vrabel took a 13-loss team and won 14 games with them.
Wow, that's hard to get past that number right there.
Seattle took a team that didn't make the playoffs to the 1 seed. Ben Johnson took a 5-12 team and took them to the NFC North title. You can make a case for a lot of them.
You're right.
Offensive Player of the Year. Wow. I have first of all, Drake May's listed as a finalist. He's not going to win it. We've decided
non-quarterback award.
We've decided this is a non-quarterback award, and MVP is a quarterback award. Drake May, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. I'd be pretty surprised if it wasn't one of those two wide receivers.
Well, I certainly think Puka's got the numbers. If Atlanta was just moderately better, slightly moderately better, it'd be Bijan going away. He was the most frightening offensive weapon, to me anyway. And Jigba, my God. I mean, he did kind of tail off, but he was on track for a while. I mean, that was pretty impressive. But for me, it was Bijan, but I don't think he's going to get it just because this team sucks.
How about the fact at the first –
hate Atlanta.
If I had said week 9, Jonathan Taylor won't get injured but won't be a finalist for Offensive Player of the Year, you would have thought I was crazy. I mean, remember Jonathan Taylor? He was 100-something yards every game.
When you hitch your boat to the rocket that is Danny Dimes and it falls apart, everything ends.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Well,
this is a very nice. It's very nice to be a finalist for Broncos linebacker Nick Bonito.
Nice, yes.
Texans edge rusher Will Anderson.
It's an honor just to be nominated.
Lions edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson and Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons.
Well, that's a pretty impressive crew.
Yeah, but Browns defensive end Myles Garrett
Yeah, that's Thanos.
23 sacks. My head would fall off if Myles Garrett is not the Defensive Player of the Year this season.
Thanos. Yeah, he's got all the stones.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jackson Dart.
Sure.
Emeka Ibuka, Buccaneers wide receiver. Tet McMillan, Panthers wide receiver. Patriots running back Travion Henderson, and Saints quarterback Tyler Shuck. This is interesting because Shuck didn't play an entire season. Dart didn't play an entire season. Shuck actually won more games than Jackson Dart did this year.
Shuck is kind of a low-key surprise, but you know what? So was New Orleans. So maybe.
I think, to me, though, I would guess.
I like Ted, man.
I think that's who it's going to be. Led all rookie receivers, 1,014 yards, 7 touchdown catches. I think you pair that with the Panthers kind of turnaround.
Yeah,
he's probably going to get that love.
He had a couple of games where he did some things I didn't think he could do. He's pretty damn good. He was out. He didn't play in the playoff last year, right? We didn't get to see him in college. That last.
And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, the Giants' Abdul Carter, Nick Emanwari from the Seahawks safety, James Pierce Jr. from Rob's Falcons, Xavier Watts, the safety from Rob's Falcons, and Browns linebacker Carson Schlesinger.
So they have 3 nominees for different position groups.
Yeah.
And the best in the NFL.
Yeah.
I hate Atlanta. Dang.
My guess is Carson Schlesinger, the Browns linebacker, wins this thing. He led all rookies, 146 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions. Cleveland. I mean, it helps when Myles Garrett's in front of you.
That's pretty impressive.
Comeback Player of the Year.
I hate having to. I'd like to never be nominated for this award.
After missing 13 games last year with an Achilles, Christian McCaffrey is nominated. Dakota Prescott is nominated. Trevor Lawrence, Aiden Hutchinson, Stephon Diggs.
Well, the last one we can rule out.
I think it's Christian McCaffrey.
It seems like he's come back before.
I know.
So yeah, why not?
I'm guessing he's won this award before.
Dak doesn't deserve it. He had a heck of a year, but now Trevor, for different reasons.
I don't like giving it to a guy who just stunk.
Yeah, that's how it should be, though.
There should be a most improved or something.
I want the award for the guy that, God, you were terrible and you figured it out. Not that you were hurt. That's
Yeah.
I've always felt like the award should traditionally go to the dude. You weren't hurt. You were just terrible, and you got better. Thanks for working hard.
And then finally, the Assistant Coach of the Year, Eagles Defensive Coordinator Vic Fangio, Vikings Defensive Coordinator Brian Flores, Broncos Defensive Coordinator Vance Joseph, Seahawks Offensive Coordinator Clint Kubiak, and Patriots Offensive Coordinator Josh McDaniel.
So basically everybody who's interviewing for a job.
Yeah. To me, Seattle scored the 3rd most points in the NFL, and Sam Darnold is their quarterback. To me, this is an easy award to hand out.
All of them. Every guy you mention, you go, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, so sure.
Yeah. I just can't. I'll go with Kubiak there. That's the way I'll roll. But either way, you can make an argument for all these guys. It's fun seeing who's going to win these things. I mean, obviously the MVP. I said earlier, but I mean before the season ended, my vote would be for Stafford. If the playoffs counted, Stafford would run away with it because we've seen Drake May struggle in these playoffs mightily. But they don't count. And I do think that what Rob was saying about a lifetime achievement award, if anybody's on the fence, that's the way they're going to go.
I believe that, and I would not be upset one iota if he won it. I mean, he certainly has deserved it for a long time.
Yeah. C-Note says, there's Kitty Big Balls. The Blitz had moved him yesterday. They had a black sign up there, said the Blitz or something. They do that every day.
Yeah,
they take him down every day. Jason Minix refuses to have that cat behind him when they do the show. Yeah.
Well, that's also a lovely piece of art.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the cat, not the sign.
Exactly. Yeah, our poor kitty.
Mean, taxidermy on itself is an art form.
It is an art form. And a lot of people are uncomfortable with it. I'm not.
It shouldn't be. That's why I'm going to be stuffed.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Over the mantle.
Well, on the couch, where you belong. Where you belong.
Under glass.
All right. I've got Parker McCollum tickets. Parker McCollum playing January 31st at the Frost Bank Center. Who wants to be there? Everybody. That's who. Yesterday, I took a poll, a straw poll. I don't even know what the difference between a straw poll and a regular poll is, but I took a poll. I asked 100 people on the streets, do you want to go see Parker McCollum January 31st at Frost Bank Center? Unanimous. 100% of the people, 100 out of 100 said, yes, I would love to be there. So I said, well, what should we do with this information, Rob? If everybody wants to be there, what should we do?
Got to Winnie it down. Winnie.
And my thought was maybe we should just go to the show since it's such a, everybody wants to be there. And Rob said nay. Rob said nay. You claim to be a man of the people, AJ. It's time for you to do something for the people. And I said, well, what do you mean, Rob? And he said,
the next thing I would say is hurry up and give these things away.
He said, give them away.
Hurry up.
He said, give them away.
And now he's saying, do it faster.
He said, give them away to caller 10.
There it is.
And I said,
10.
okay, right. Caller 10 it is. Caller 10, you're going to go to Parker McCollum January 31st at Frost Bank Center because I am a man of the people and because Rob pressured me into it. We will be 210-656-ESPN, 210-656-3776, caller number 10. Congratulations. We will be right back. Big, huge, massive announcement that absolutely no one saw coming. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1. Underdog Fantasy. Yes, friends, it is playoff football time. What better? And maybe you're saying, I don't like the Broncos. They cheated my team out of the playoffs so the Broncos could be there. And I could sympathize with that person. I don't like the Patriots. I can sympathize with that person. I also don't like the Patriots. But let's say you want to watch the game anyway because, you could make some money doing it. That's why I'm going to watch it. Underdog Fantasy is going to give me a chance to make some money. Underdog is the best place to get on the action. The game is simple. You pick the stat, or you're going to go higher or lower on these numbers with these players. If you get it right, you can win up to 5,000 times your money. I'm going to be targeting Jarrett Stidham. I know everybody's saying, he's going to stink. He's going to ruin the game for him. I like higher on completions for Jarrett Stidham just because I know the Broncos are going to throw. That's what the Broncos do. I don't think they're going to change their plan. Let's get in on it. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use my promo code ALAMO. You'll score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO, ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Nothing I hate in the car business more than a bunch of damn liars. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. Go to Give Me the VIN, put in your license plate number, we'll buy your car. We do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it without a bunch of games. We come to you with a check or pay off your payoff. And if I don't beat your CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100. Check out my reviews online. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, the big game's almost here, if you know what I mean. And if your dog goes wild every time the doorbell rings, it's time for New Game Plan. Whether you scored a brand new puppy over the holidays or your current MVP needs better discipline, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit's ready to help coach him up. Sign your dog up for professional training sessions focused on winning behavior. From boarding and daycare to expert training, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is here for you. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298 today.
Joel, I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da! It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and...
Stop. Folks at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes stay in tip-top shape. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Your holiday decor is down and suddenly your house looks very January. Kohl's can help you bring the spark back. No twinkle lights needed. Save on bedding that feels like a snow day. Decor that'll boost the mood. And Shark vacuums because, yes, you're still finding pine needles. Get an extra 15% off some of your faves store-wide. And beat those winter blahs at Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends January 25th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons do not apply to Shark. See store or Kohls.com for details.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The new year brings new health goals and wealth goals. Protecting your identity is an important step. Your info is in endless places that could expose you to identity theft, leading to lost funds. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Resolve to make identity health and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Down, down, down. All right. Feeling a little bit naughty here today.
With the curves of your body. What are you talking about?
But no one ever does. Big news. Breaking news, Vic.
All right. Hold on.
Yeah. Worthy.
Fernando Mendoza has declared for the 2026 NFL Draft.
Well,
did we know that already or no?
We are going to come close to a day. We're not there yet. We might not ever reach it. I might not get there with you. But there will come a time when a genuine decision as to come back will have to be made. When you could stay in school and make $10 million next year, $12 million next year. Wow. Well, it will become a genuine consideration. I don't think I'll ever see it. I didn't believe it last year when yours floated the $8 million, but I
believe it now. Oh, I do too. Yeah.
So I think while it's silly and we're not there, but I do think there's going to come a time where the guy's going to have to genuinely sit down and consider the fact that I'm going to walk away from. I'll lose $4 million this. Oh no, more than that. I'll lose $6-7 million this year with betting on the come in 2 years. That'll be far more than just made up. You'll make a lot more by getting that second deal, but not a shock yet, but it will be.
I don't know how. I think Fernando Mendoza is the best quarterback prospect in this draft. I'm not going out on a limb there. I don't know that I think that he's a franchise-changing quarterback either, though. I think
Brock Purdy a franchise-changing quarterback?
No.
So then he's Brock Purdy. A very good Brock Purdy. I mean, Brock Purdy is very good. I'm talking about the best Brock Purdy, not the last pick in the draft Brock Purdy. But I will say this. If there was ever a chance for a dude to look, act, and feel like St. Brady, this guy kind of does. This guy kind of feels like he has the favor of God behind him, that if there's good things that are going to happen, it'll probably happen to him.
Well, that could have happened to Tim Tebow.
No, but what I'm saying is Tebow didn't have the skill set. I'm talking about the rapid processing, the arm that's able to deliver on that rapid processing, the relative speed that shouldn't be able to escape but somehow matters and can when he has to. He ain't Tom Brady, but I'm just saying, if there's ever a guy that you go, well, he's got that little something that Brady had that I could never measure but was always there, he seems to have that.
Well, I said the other day, and I think I stand by it. I think my comp for him is Matt Ryan.
Yeah, and I think he should be the best number one pick. He should be a starter in the NFL for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I think Matt Ryan is. I mean, Matt Ryan had the MVP season when he was with Kyle Shanahan. That was that. I don't know if Fernando Mendoza's peak will be as high as that, but I think the rest of his career can look a lot like Matt Ryan's, which means he's a very solid, capable NFL starting quarterback. I just don't know if he's like drag you to a. It's going to take. Obviously, it's going to take getting the right coach behind him.
Oh yeah,
the Raiders. The likelihood the Raiders hire the right coach always feels slim just because they're the Raiders.
I'm more comfortable with them taking him now after the title game than I was beforehand.
Are you?
Yeah. It wasn't in the title game. He didn't have his best game. But in the Oregon game, that 10-yard back shoulder pass to the sideline was a layup. It was unstoppable.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just because they had run that route 1,000 times, because they had. It was the quarterback able to deliver the ball exactly where it had to be. And there's not a lot of quarterbacks, college or pro, that could do that even now. And I watched him do it 3-4 times in a row, where we're talking pinpoint placement with speed, with volume. So you got not only accuracy, but you got speed. And that to me is as good a raw arm coming out of college and that I've seen as far as accuracy, consistent. I mean, he did it 3 or 4 times in a row. I'm more convinced now than I was. He's not Josh Allen as far as raw tools. He's not that. But I have as much confidence in his success as I have for anybody in a long time. And trust me, I know. I was a big fan of Will Levis.
Well,
trust me.
I'm going to take your word for it. Then
I've seen it.
I think I've got to take your word for it if that's
so.
The case.
Again, I don't know what I'm talking about as far as quarterbacks. I don't know what I know, but I do see things in him that tell me that he's got the kind of tools above and beyond just the physicality to be pretty successful. Now, he's really naive and is going to get ate up wherever he goes, but that's a whole other story.
Wait till someone gives him his first beer.
I'm telling you, there's some anybody who's ever known a preacher's kid, this guy's about to be set free.
Yeah, this is
in Vegas.
I'm a little nervous. Little nervous about
show up like Beck, fully sleeved, a teardrop underneath his eye.
Yeah, well, that's little bit nervous about that one. But yeah, this is a draft where I think there's only one. Now that Dante Moore's decided to go back, I think there's only one clear first-round quarterback. Ty Simpson being the guy who I could see working his way into that. But for the most part, it does feel like Mendoza, if you want a quarterback, Mendoza's got to be the one. Is there anyone that you can think of that I'm not?
No,
okay.
That's it. There's probably a small college quarterback that can really sling it that I have never seen or heard of. But for the most part, no, that's it.
I think that Ty Simpson is probably a round 2 quarterback. I think Carson Beck is probably a round 3 quarterback. I think Trinidad Chambliss, if he ends up playing, I know he's trying to stay in school, but I think he's a round 3 or 4 quarterback. Garrett Nussmeier, I've got no interest in. I'm sure somebody will take him. I've got no interest in him. It is a very weak quarterback crop. And Fernando Mendoza, unlike last year, where last year was a weak quarterback crop.
I'd have traded the pick.
I said there's not a single quarterback in this draft that I would use a first-round pick on. I stand by it, and even now, having seen Cam Ward, I feel even better about that.
Last year I'd have traded. I'm Vegas. I'm not trading Fernando. I'm drafting him.
I think so, too.
I can't let this go by. He's got as many of the physical tools as I like, not all of them, but he's got the intangibles that don't come along very often. So that it's a foregone for me. It's just now I got to do everything I can as a Raider to make sure that the soft landing
it makes this
translates.
It makes this coaching hire so vital. Which I mean, every one is vital, but the latest mock draft from Mel Kiper, who's back out of the. Is Todd McShay gone from ESPN?
Yeah, they let him go.
Okay, so
then
he's
the last
gone.
rip.
So now Mel Kiper's risen from the dead. I'm the expert again.
The
I
haircut
survived.
lives on, man. He's Nosferatu. They just unthaw him every December.
I like to imagine that Mel Kiper, they don't pay him. Like he just said, well, I still want to be this, and they're like, well, we can't pay you any money. He's like, that's okay.
Money?
Yeah, I don't need money. I don't eat.
He basically eats small rodents in the basement.
He's like
bring him to life.
Giving his report, and he goes, hold on. But his mock draft has Mendoza going number 1, Arvell Reese, linebacker, going number 2 to the Jets. Francis Maijoa, the offensive tackle from the Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes.
That's your favorite dude, Vic.
Going to Arizona.
Aha.
David Bailey going to the Titans, the Raiders, Red Raiders pass rusher going to the Titans. And Carnell Tate, Ohio State wide receiver, going number 5.
I think Tate's going to make a difference.
I think Ruben Bain, they have Ruben Bain going 7 to Washington.
Oh,
I'm very high on him.
Offense on the other defensive side of the ball. Either one of those edges are coming out of Miami, I would happily have on my team.
How about this pick? With the 9th pick in the draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Notre Dame running back Jeremiah Love.
Absolutely.
I mean,
they're the one team that you go, yeah, go get a running back. Yeah, you can afford to go draft a first-round running back. I trust that your offense, you can go find linemen. I trust your coaches. I trust the chain of the line. That's the one thing you have never invested in.
Number 10. Well, no, they did. Remember they drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round.
Yeah, that
number 32.
That's right. They took him late in that first. And for a brief shining moment.
But he was not good. Number 10, the Bengals, Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. Last time a safety got picked in the top 10, 2017, Jamal Adams.
I have no problem with taking a safety.
I don't either. I think safety's becoming more important. And he's got pretty good ball skills. Like he can pick the ball off.
He's a stud.
I'm there for him. Number 12, the Dallas Cowboys. Another Ohio State Buckeye, Sonny Styles, who is very good, but he's a linebacker.
I don't care. At least they're looking on the right side of the ball.
Okay.
I'll trust the brain. What's our new dude's name? Christian Parker.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll trust Christians. He's a Fangio guy. This guy will be able to get to the quarterback.
Number 14, Baltimore Ravens, Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, USC. I love him. And giving now he's kind of built like Zay Flowers. He's small.
Fine. That's fine.
So you got 2 smaller guys, but I think that's kind of what that's really what Lamar Jackson's looking for anyway, guys who can get open. Who else of note? Oh, this one's got the Jets taking Ty Simpson, number 16. Okay, maybe they like him more than I do.
Go back to Bama. Go back to Bama.
Yeah,
it
says
declare.
It says this is via trade. Like so, he said this is the Colts jumping up to get him. So he's probably thinking Ty Simpson. They said, hey man, no way you're going in the top 5. So don't worry about Arizona. Don't worry about the Jets. They didn't tell him those teams can trade back up. Ha! Gotcha. And then he's going to be like, I'm going back to Alabama. I'm going to take that money from those guys.
I'll play in the UFL.
Let's see who else of note. Oh, number 20. Oh, this would be for the Cowboys. Akeem Mesidor, defensive end, Miami. If that's the pick that they used to pick the 20th pick that they got from Green Bay.
Where's that Aggie rusher? There's an Aggie rusher coming around that should be in the late first.
Do not see one in round 1. So
I know there'd been an edge that had graded pretty high.
Cassius Howe. You're talking about outside. He's, I guess. Yeah, I guess he's outside backer. He's let me see. He is 31 to New England. So
that'd be about right.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's not a great quarterback class, but it also means some of these bad teams will be forced to build the right way.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah, you'll be forced to take some offensive linemen. You'll be forced to take some pass rushers. You might be forced to take an interior line. I mean, these things are like, oh, I don't want to do that. What, like the Raiders, they normally, or the Cardinals, well, let's take a wide receiver, fast guy. No, dude, that's not what you need. You need
draft a guy that's going to earn a parking spot in 4 years.
Yes. So hopefully this is one of those drafts because not everybody's. Well, I mean, there are a lot of teams desperate for quarterback. There are not a lot of teams that desperate hopefully it forces some of these teams to make some decent decisions for once, because otherwise it's just
trading up for Simpson is bad for both.
That would be bad
That's
business.
bad for both sides of this.
It's like the welfare system. It's like you keep giving these things to the people who need it the most, but then you see them waste it. It's like you see
drinking the big gulp.
Yeah, you see somebody using their food stamp card to buy like candy bars and yeah, it's like
and get the change back.
And who am I to say? I mean, who am I to say? I might not want an apple either. But
except that's how you stay bad at football. Is you keep giving these guys like, okay, you got the number 1 pick. Don't screw it up this year. I'm gonna use my tax return on rims, spinny rims for my car.
And Kansas City on the other side is like, finally, spend your money, have some fun.
Yeah.
Go get a running back. It'll be nice. You don't have to go draft somebody else to kind of plug a defensive hole. Go get a running back.
Dude, if the Cowboys get Akeem Mesidor,
be a good get.
Oh man, I was watching him even in the national championship. He had 1 sack, but he impacted about 3 or 4 different plays.
But he's Canadian.
That is true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't trust those guys.
Oh no, you tell me he's a Canadian.
Well, he's sorry for something.
He's a hoser.
Did you see where Trump wanted to let him sit on the board of peace?
Oh,
he revoked their invitation.
They're not invited.
They're not invited anymore.
Well, makes sense.
Well, we'll take Isidore instead.
The problem is, what if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl and then he's not invited to the White House because he's Canadian?
That's those kind of considerations you do have to take into account.
Or what if he's deported?
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
But Trump's a Cowboy fan.
Yeah, until
your papers.
Until a masked man runs on the field and drags Akeem Mesidor off
a quick
for being
visit
Canadian.
to Canada, and he didn't get to come home.
And they're not going to drop him off in Canada either. They're going to drop him off in like
just outside of Buffalo,
the Ukraine, and say, "Good luck. This is your new country."
You've been deported.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit of hoop. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are still dealing with this trouble spot on the far northeast side on 1604. Still shut down eastbound between Nacogdoches over to Lookout. Earlier this morning, a jackknife 18-wheeler accident. They have still yet to get that out of the way, so traffic is stopped from Judson Road. They're still diverting traffic onto the frontage road. That's getting overloaded. Tupperwine, Judson, or Evans, good alternate routes. Definitely slowing down 281 southbound Stone Oak Parkway on down to Isom. On I-10 eastbound between Camp Bullis on over to 410 and 1604 northbound Calabar to Kyle Seal Parkway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
American Public University offers affordable online degrees that respect your service and sacrifice. Learn more about special rates and grants available to you and your family at apu.apus.edu/military.
Score big with LS Tractors at Dietz Tractor in Seguin, the MVPs of the field. LS Tractors, the star quarterbacks of farming, perfect for tough tasks for farm, ranch, and landscaping. Dietz Tractors has your all-star coaching staff for top-notch equipment. They're not just selling tractors, they're building lasting relationships with unmatched dealer support for parts and maintenance. It's a winning strategy that goes beyond the final whistle. Don't miss the game-winning move. 0% financing available with approved credit on LS Tractors. Start blue, stay blue at Dietz Tractor in Seguin.
Uncover the root of your problems and improve the quality of your life. I'm Dr. Torres from the Institute for Functional Health. For more than a decade, we have helped people restore energy, vitality, libido, and drive. Most patients come to us because they feel unheard or stuck. Schedule your discovery day. We'll talk about your history, run advanced testing, and build a personalized plan that fits your life. We have helped thousands of people just like you. Call 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. 210-468-1891.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600 plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Spurs in Utah. We're going to react to what happened in Salt Lake City.
Plus, we've got the AFC and NFC championship games. We'll have complete previews of both.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's kick it. All right, stop. All right, I won't do it.
Don't do it.
Mr. Van Winkle.
Grabs a hold of me tightly, flowing like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and light a jump like a candle. Dance. Killing your brain like a poisonous mushroom,
And
Rob.
he did.
Anything less than the best is a felony.
From the hard scrabble streets of Brookhaven Country Club.
That's right, baby. Yo, I solve it. Revolve it, Vic. You're my DJ here.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Check
Here's
out
revolving.
the hook while Vic revolves it. Do this one, Vic. Do unnecessary finger motions.
Yeah.
With the bass kicked in and the Vegas are pumping.
I think we can point to the downfall of Western civilization right here. It began with this.
This was a great time in our musical history. Come on.
Yes, when the 5.0 Mustangs
That's
were.
right.
Cruising down A1A.
Yeah.
Think about that. Like, we have had to be cool now in music. You have to drive way nicer cars.
Well, they have upgraded the aspiration.
Yeah, if you were pushing now,
you need a Bentley.
no one raps about pushing a Mustang now. It's Maybachs and you know, like,
true.
Yeah. So
I ain't rapping about a Gucci bag. We're talking Birkin.
Ford Motor Company's like, I remember when we were on top of the rap world, the 5.0, with a rag top down so his hair could flow.
I was cruising in the off-white Lexus.
Oh,
who was that? Now you broke.
Yeah.
Off-white Lexus, you broke.
That was Jay-Z with the Off-White Lexus.
You broke.
I don't think he's broke, but
I'm just saying, you aspire to a Lexus? Come on, home.
Sounds broke. Yeah.
Lexus.
Now, unfortunately, I think most of us know what the top song of 1990 was, right?
Well, it's one of the many. Do we have a top song of 2025?
The number one song of 1990 was "Hold On" by Wilson Phillips.
We're very aware.
Now, Ice Ice Baby did have its time in 1990, but
it began the downfall of civilization.
It was not enough to take to
we listened
overtake.
to Ice Ice Baby and went, "Who's this Nirvana guy? Who's
Not
this
enough
guy
to take
that
out
hates
Hold On."
everything?" Because this crap sucks.
I've got these were the songs that were number one at some point in 1990. "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You" by Michael Bolton.
Mm-hmm.
Did you like that song? Did you like Michael Bolton?
Who didn't like Michael Bolton?
I hated Michael Bolton.
What are you talking about?
I hate Michael Bolton to this day.
The hair alone was worth, I don't know.
Opposites Attract by Paula Abdul. Two steps forward, two steps back. I bet you spun that one, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I bet she was. Was that the one where she was dancing with a cartoon character?
Yeah, that is. I think that was a video. Black Velvet.
If you please.
That's right. Who sang that song? Alana Miles. That was her name.
That was a one-hit wonder.
I think also Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. She seems very Canadian. I don't remember this song. Love Will Lead You Back.
Oh, yeah.
By Taylor Dane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was in the same genre of.
Like a freestyle dance.
Oh, yeah. It's adult rock. There's nothing special there.
Sinead O'Connor.
Sinbad O'Connor.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing Compares to You.
That was a good song.
Madonna, Vogue.
Of course.
Wilson Phillips, Hold On.
Mm-hmm.
That was the song.
A lot of ladies in there.
Roxette, It Must Have Been Love.
Oh,
But it's over now. New Kids on the Block, Step by Step.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
We pelt the new kids.
Yeah, we did.
Mariah Carey, Vision of Love.
This is a terrible time in music.
Dude. Blaze of Glory by John Bon Jovi. From Young Guns 2.
See, that wasn't even Young Guns. This was Young Guns 2.
That was a great song, though. I like that song.
Better than the movie.
Another Wilson Phillips song, Release Me. What a crap song compared. After you can't follow up Hold On with Release Me.
Who can?
Which, by the way, what about the irony when your biggest hit is called Hold On and your second biggest hit is called Release Me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you said Hold On, now you're saying Release Me? What do you want?
That's
what do you want? What do you want from me, Bijou Phillips?
That's how she treats her Kentucky Fried Chicken.
What do you want from me, Carney?
Hold on and let it go.
George Michael, Praying for Time. And let's see. Oh, Ice Ice Baby, late in the year.
Okay.
And then we wrapped it up with Whitney Houston, I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Not a good time in music.
What?
Oh, God. That was a transition period, man.
I mean,
They're just waiting for Smelling Like Teen Spirit and something to kind of.
Yeah, it got worse after that, by the way. The next big hit after that was Gonna Make You Sweat by CNC Music Factory.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And then
music was so bad, we were listening to Gregorian chant set to some kind of music, some kind of beat.
Enigma?
Just anything not to have to listen to Taylor Dane. Play that church music with a beat.
And then EMF, Unbelievable. That's bad.
Oh, yeah, that is bad.
You're unbelievable. Oh! Bust a move! Yeah, there's some bad songs in the early 90s.
That was a terrible
man.
time in music.
It really was.
College radio was even awful.
Michael
See, listen to
Bolton.
This was a hit.
Sadness.
And let's throw some Latin in here, too, so no one knows what we're talking about.
This feels like something like, I don't know, like you would listen to like in some dark European nightclub.
No, this was just, you'd just be in your car and they just play this.
Like where you're smoking opium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out of ideas, boss. I got nothing.
And then we come back with bangers like this.
Right ideas, boss.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I need somebody doing heroin. You know anybody doing heroin and singing?
But late 91, we totally redeemed ourselves with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch with the good vibrations.
Ooh.
The biggest star that came out of 1991, Mark Wahlberg and his Funky Bunch. That was that's when music was on top of the world. Top of the world.
Marky Mark led the
and
charge.
That was number one.
In his Calvin Klein chunklets.
That was number one until Michael Bolton's When a Man Loves a Woman came back and ruined everything again. We can't have nice things.
You can't say Michael Bolton without thinking of the Office Space movie.
And then...
What do I not like about Michael Bolton? I love his whole catalog.
How about these? Early 1992, the three number one hits in a row. Right Said Fred, I'm Too Sexy. Mr. Big, To Be With You.
Mm-hmm.
And Criss Cross, Jump. All in a row. All in a row.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I have all of those.
Man, those are bangers, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Big. Oh, yes.
These guys were remarkably
so
masculine.
Sexy. Yeah, they were. I mean, they were actually sexy.
If you're into that.
That was the guy from Right Said Fred made bald sexy.
Yeah,
again.
they were yoked. I'll give them that.
And at the time, I wasn't bald, so I didn't have it yet. You know, and when I was 12 years old, I was rocking the full head of hair. You know. And then I was like, what that bald guy, what an idiot. And then now, like, I'm like, he was a sex symbol. Well. It was a pretty sad time.
It was awful.
I mean, but you like the 80s. Like the 80s had a bunch of bad music, too. It's just, it's of your time, so you love it.
The 80s had the best music since
grew
the
up,
90s.
Remember this? They took the sample from Dune, the original Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, this was the underground, the clubs. That's when the broadcast from the radio and the clubs.
What's this band called? Eon?
Eon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mind Killer. All right. Enough of this nonsense.
Right.
Enough of this nonsense.
I did that on my Casio last night.
I can't handle any more of your nonsense, Victor. The NBA, the ESPN did the NBA midseason lessons, what we're hearing on all 30 teams. And San Antonio, the San Antonio Spurs. Lesson at the halfway mark. Victor Wembanyama's reverting to some old habits. It says, Wemby continues to blossom into the game-breaking presence the league expected, but after focusing on his inside game for much of the season, he's made a notable shift back toward the perimeter in recent weeks. His three-point and mid-range volume is up, while his scoring in the paint has dropped since he initially tweaked his knee against the Knicks on December 31st. Could that be playing into an opponent's favor? As Kevin Durant said after Houston's comeback victory on Tuesday, he's still working on his jump shot. We made him shoot tough fadeaways. He had a couple early, but for the most part, we made him shoot over us. He's more dangerous when he gets layups and dunks.
Yep.
I agree with Kevin Durant's take on Wemby wholeheartedly. I've got an unpopular opinion. I think Wemby needs to be injured over the All-Star break.
That's not unpopular. He can't. He's going to have to do his job, but I actually don't. I don't necessarily agree with you.
This isn't like Yao Ming being forced to go play his Chinese national games. Like the NBA can't make, like he could say my knee needs to rest.
No, that's not what I'm saying. They're not going to say that. But he is assuming the mantle. He knows there's responsibilities he's going to have to step to, and part of it is front and center at the All-Star game. I mean, he got the votes. He's going to have to be there. But this is the fruits of labor. Yeah, we're going to have to get used to this. He's going to be, All-Star break and Olympics. He's going to play for France. He's going to be playing and doing a lot of stuff. But I will say, I'm going to qualify what they said. He has fallen into some bad habits or some older habits. But it was coming off of a knee. He was coming off the bench, and it's a lot easier to get into the game by taking a jump shot than it is coming off the bench and putting your ass in the paint and turning in against the meat. So he was coming off the bench for a long time in a situation that didn't allow him to do what we wanted him to do. That's one issue. the other part is he got tired. He did wear down, and when you're tired, it's easier to take jump shots. So there's all that involved. I say the better shape he's in, and I think playing in the All-Star game will probably help his win more than hurt it, because he needs to get into that rotation day in and day out play. And I don't want him to take 4 days off again, because we've seen how long it takes him to get that motor going to give us 25, 27, 28 good minutes. I need that win to stay. That's the only reason I disagree. I don't want the tires on the tread, but I do want the wind back, because I do sense that he's just now finally in a situation where we can get 25 solid hard minutes from him without him raising his fist and getting tired.
Okay, well, let me word it differently then and see if you agree with this. Victor Wembanyama will not be an MVP caliber player until he starts to go back to taking over the post.
I think he will. I think that will be the end result of this season. I think it started with the knee injury. Before that, he was in the paint.
Right.
He was doing
and
all
he was
that.
dominant.
And he was gone for a while, and then we're nursing his minutes. And again, it's really hard. You don't see six men as centers. They're not posts or forwards.
Right.
They're guys that come in and get active and move and have the ball in their hand, and that's what he was doing. I think he'll be back in the paint when it matters.
Okay.
I do.
It's college basketball season.
Is it?
We'll talk a little bit of that on the other side. More Huddle 94.1.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry. Injury attorneys available 24/7.
Feel like hitting the jackpot? At Thomas J. Henry, we're giving away $5,000 in cash every week to 5 people from now till December. And then in December, we're giving 2 lucky winners $100,000 each. See rules and enter at thomasjhenrylaw.com. No purchase necessary.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus comes out swinging. Highlight machine Justin Gaethje collides with Paddy the Baddy Pimblett in a must-see high-octane main event. Plus, Sean Sugar O'Malley faces off against Song Yadong in a stand-up war filled with high-level striking. Pay-per-view just got knocked out. Stream UFC 324 live on January 24th, only on Paramount Plus. Visit ParamountPlus.com/UFC to get started.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's VEOZAH.com.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
Guy said these were slice proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Hey, hockey fans, join the Blitz this Tuesday night at McIntyre's North Star for a Dallas Stars watch party with Flight by Yingling, proud partner of the Dallas Stars. Register to win a flyaway trip to see the Stars take on the Flyers in Philly, and you could win exclusive Flight by Yingling Dallas Stars gear.
So pregame with the Blitz Tuesday afternoon at McIntyre's North Star, then stick around to watch the Stars play the Blues. Puck drops at 7 o'clock at McIntyre's North Star with Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are still dealing with this trouble spot on the far northeast side on 1604. Still shut down eastbound between Nacogdoches over to Lookout. Earlier this morning, a jackknife 18-wheeler accident. They have still yet to get that out of the way, so traffic is stopped from Judson Road. They're still diverting traffic onto the frontage road. That's getting overloaded. Tupperwine, Judson, or Evans, good alternate routes. Definitely slowing down 281 southbound Stone Oak Parkway on down to Izum. On I-10 eastbound between Camp Bullis on over to 410 and 1604 northbound Calabar to Kyle Seal Parkway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs got back to work and took care of business. The Utah Jazz fell to them 126-109. The captain of the boat, De'Aaron Fox, was 31-5-5. Keldon great again off the bench with 21 points. Spurs are 31-14, 15-9 on the road, and second in the West. The Dallas Cowboys have agreed to make a deal with the Eagles' passing game coordinator and defensive backs coach Christian Parker as the team's next defensive coordinator. Parker's just 34 years old and spent 2 years under Vic Fangio of Philadelphia. There are now 5 head coaching openings left in the NFL. The Bills, Steelers, Browns, and Raiders, and Cardinals continue their search. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning, everybody. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Good to be here on a Friday. Yeah, baby. I'm gonna be up tomorrow night watching some UFC fights.
So now it's all on Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
So is it still pay-per-view or is it all free now?
Nope. If you got Paramount Plus, you can watch it.
There you go.
Just like that. Save you $80 a month if you're a dummy like me.
How long do you think that'll last?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to go back, right?
Yeah, I give it 6 months. Because didn't Dana try to start a boxing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But pro wrestling does it. Like, pro wrestling doesn't have pay-per-views anymore. They just do, like, the WWE. They just like you subscribe to their network and you watch all their wrestling matches.
You reach a coverage to where you can sell the advertising. I guess you can get through it. That's a sign that they're there. But I'm still shocked that Dana decided, you know what? I don't need your money.
Well, he must be getting a lot of money from Paramount.
We know that.
Okay. we've talked about James Najee at Baylor, and he has been back for about a month, and quite frankly, hasn't done a lot on the floor for Baylor. Like he's been, I don't want to say he hasn't been impactful, but now that you see him against college kids, you realize why this guy's not on an NBA team.
Yeah, but it's the principle. It wasn't about his talent. It's the principle of the thing. Yeah.
Well, now you have you heard about the next guy who's trying to do it? And this may, to me, this may just destroy college basketball, which sounds like, what could do that, right? Well, the thing about him was the NCAA and Baylor, they compliance vetted his case. They found he never signed an NBA contract. That was the vital piece that they said, okay, you can come back because you never signed this deal. All right. There has been a long-standing precedent that if you declare for the NBA and you sign a pro contract, that's it. You can't come back.
Yes.
And Najee did not, in fact, sign an NBA contract. All right. It's pushing the limits, but okay. Charles Bediako is attempting to take that line back another step. First of all, Charles Bediako left college in 2023. He had career averages of 6.6 points, 5.2 rebounds, 1.7 blocks. He played 70 college basketball games. Now, the next 8 to 10 weeks represent the final stage of his 5-year eligibility clock if things go the way that Nate Oates in Alabama wants it to. He was not cleared by the NCAA. He was turned down because he did, in fact, he has played G League basketball.
And been paid to do it.
Yes. But a circuit judge in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, gave a temporary restraining order active for just 10 days that allows him to play at least in Alabama's home game this weekend against Tennessee. Again, a guy who has been on a two-way contract in the NBA for 3 years. Bediako's seeking more playing time and a potentially bigger payday years after making quite frankly, a misjudgment of what his value was in the NBA. Yeah. He signed multiple pro contracts in 3 years. He played in the G League, and the NCAA is saying we're not going to grant him eligibility. Even in the face of this court order, they're saying now, I don't know what grounds they really have for this one game.
I think it sounds like a restraint of trade thing, but we'll see.
But this is a weird situation, and
because they managed to get a guy who graduated from Alabama to grant a temporary TRO for his hometown squad does not mean this is going to be a law. I mean, I don't think anybody in the country, except for those in the greater Tuscaloosa area, look at this and go, "Oh, this is fine." This isn't work. Now, one of the things we do have to remember is it's not illegal to let a college kid. Let a pro guy come back. It's a rule that we made up arbitrarily a long time ago. So,
but it is a pretty important definer.
It is, and we have to. And there's the law and the intent of the law, and we have we always had some rather strict guidelines as to what a collegiate athlete is. Well, that's been thrown through the ringer. We don't know what it is. So now the law and the lack in a vacuum is going to try to build some structure. And sometimes you build structure by making a mistake, because then you have to react to the mistake. I can't imagine that some little judge's order in southern Alabama, some circuit judge, is going to affect the rest of college basketball or football or anything the way that it looks like it could. I think this is a little minor hiccup, but it is a further signal that there are some guardrails we're going to have to lay down and codify to the point where nobody even tries it. Baylor's got this Harbaugh hair up their butt that we're losing. Let's try everything we can. Bama's got the same thing. We're close. So let's try everything we can until they tell us no. There's nothing defined out here now. The old rule book's been thrown out the window. There's no sacred collegiate unpaid amateurism. We're all pros. And whether you sign a contract with a car dealer, a college, or a pro team, you're still getting paid to do it.
I mean, at some point, there's got to be. We have to have some sort of like limit on, especially you're so far removed from like.
Well, I think they've got it right. You have 5 years eligibility. It's running out. We might not be able to get past the contract with the pros. I don't know, but we can set a time limit.
But so this guy was drafted the same year as Wemby. I'm trying to think of somebody who from that draft who's been generally a disappointment.
How about Scoot Henderson?
Okay, yeah, Scoot Henderson's a good point, a good example. But Scoot Henderson was never in college, so but maybe even
Same
makes him a better example.
It applies, yeah.
So Scoot Henderson, if this is allowed,
I
Scoot
never
Henderson,
played in college.
In the eyes of the law, Scoot Henderson could have 5 years now of college eligibility.
Yes. Well, the only thing that ever kept him from not having that eligibility was the fact that he had gotten paid. Now that doesn't matter. So, yes, as it stands now, it appears he never played in college.
Think about that.
Well,
think about if now Scoot Henderson says, "Okay, well, I'm going to go play in. I'm going to go play at
on the other side of that
Indiana."
Coin. How many of those sad stories do we look at that we could avoid the sad story? I mean, we could avoid the tragic 18-year-old mistake. I'm going to go pro and conquer the world, and he made an 18-year-old mistake, and now he's going to pay for it for the rest of his life because now he can't even go back to college.
But that's where the NBA would rather. I mean, if you're there and they use the pick on you, they don't want you to go back to college now.
Before you could declare, go work, even maybe sign a deal, and then you couldn't go back. That was it. And I never felt like that was entirely fair either. I mean, we're talking about a kid making a decision that literally, if he'd have just stayed in school for a couple more years, he might have had a shot. But now he can't even go back, or he couldn't. Now they're trying to figure out a way to let bad decisions get fixed. I'm not totally against it.
The problem is now Portland's used a draft. They used a third pick on Scoot Henderson.
Oh, you know what I mean? We got to fill the void. And the first step is maybe the bad decision by some circuit judge who's got a bunch of Alabama gear in his office. Say, yeah, let him play.
Yeah.
Who are we to say? Well, no, that's not how it works, but at least that's the first step to finding something codified. But again, everything we're talking about is not laws. These are rules. The only laws are you restraining trade? Are you physically keeping somebody from doing something that you shouldn't be able to keep them from doing?
Okay, let's take it to here then. Jonathan Kuminga right now, right, is unhappy in his current situation. Jonathan Kuminga never went to college. So now let's say Jonathan Kuminga says, I want to be traded out of Golden State. And they say, well, we can't find a spot for you. He says, okay, I'm going back to college. Mm-hmm. Do we want to set that precedent?
I'm not saying that we do, no. But right now, judging by how we treat everything else in America, who are we to say how you go make your money? As long as you're not breaking a law, who am I to say? And if there's a coach willing to have a 45-year-old dude or whatever it might be, who am I to say? So that's the other end of this. And you're right.
That just buries college basketball. Well, what's the point of college basketball?
Well, I'm giving you the slippery slope because just paying them any money was going to ruin college football, and it hadn't. I mean, we have to get away from it's illegal. It's not illegal. It's a rule that we grabbed out of the ether and said this is how we're going to do it. And then we go, oh, wait a minute, maybe we shouldn't be doing it that way. Maybe there's a better way. I don't know what the right way is. No, college basketball is not better. Jonathan Kuminga, that's already got $20 million, might want to even consider going back to college. But who am I to say if a college wants them there and is willing to pay him the money or less money to have him there and he wants to come? Who am I to say? Obviously, there needs to be a say. But as we sit right now, until we define things, I think there's going to be somebody push that limit until you tell me I can't, because my life would be better, their life would be better, and how does it affect yours? None, nil. Well, except your fandom, but it doesn't economically hinder you. It's a freedom of movement. You go make your money where you can, and I wouldn't want anybody telling me that.
Yeah. There are people already who are saying, like Lee Howard came out and said the NCAA does get to decide who goes to the NCAA tournament.
Yes, there's the ways you can legislate them around. So there's a lot of fixes out there.
Imagine they just decide, okay, Alabama,
but, there's always the feel-good story of the 40-year-old ex-Army vet that's playing at Wasamata U, finally realizing his college dream. How fantastic. Unless, of course, he took some mama's boy's job and lost his scholarship.
Yeah.
And you go, how do you let a 45-year-old man in? This is about kids' game. But we love the story. He's living a dream, but the money isn't the part.
And the other part of this thing, I mean, this I think he is going to play on Saturday against Tennessee.
Well, he's got a TRO to tell him he can.
The other crazy thing about this is the judge that granted it is literally a six-figure donor to Alabama
That's
athletics.
What I'm saying. Just because some circuit judge that has all Alabama gear in his office makes a decision doesn't mean it's going to hold. He gave it 10 minutes to let him go play a game. But I think the NCAA will very quickly clap back and say, yeah, he can play all he wants. He can't play in our tournament.
Right. Because now I'm imagining there's some big donor out. There's a big Oklahoma State. T. Boone Pickens, I think he might be dead.
He is, but the money lives on.
T. Boone Pickens Jr. might say, I'd sure like it if Cade Cunningham came back and played for us for a year. And then you got a judge who says, hey, all right, yeah, I'll allow that. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, there's things that preclude that. I mean, you're contractually obligated to someplace else, so you can't sign unless it's built into that guy's deal. If you're a pro and it's built in, I can go back to college. I mean, there's a lot of – you don't have to make a rule prohibiting something, but you can legislate it out of existence. I mean, I can make sure that you never want to do this, even though you can.
Christian Tovar reminds us LeBron has 5 years of eligibility.
He absolutely does. And what happens when he retires and he's not getting a check from anybody? And he goes, you know what? I always wanted to live the college life.
Yeah, Bronny and I are going to go play together at USC now, so we can be on the floor at the same time.
Now, who am I to say he can't? Because if he was a 45-year-old ex-electrician.
This is – I hate the NCAA. They've got to. I need them in this case, though. I need them to stop this.
Well, in every situation, if you can't measure it and regulate it, you can't control it.
It's nonsense. All right. You know what's not nonsense? Winning money while you're watching sports. That's the best thing, right? Sports is awesome. Money's awesome. When you combine them together, it's double awesome. That's what you can do at Underdog Fantasy. The football playoffs, the best time to do it as well, in my opinion, because you know you're getting max effort from everybody. You know everybody's going balls to the wall here. Let's go, baby. Let's run it for all the marbles. So you know you're going to get maxed out effort. I love that. And right now, it's simple. The game is simple. You pick higher or lower on the stats of your players. Do you think the defense is going to shut these guys down? Do you think the defense is going to take away Kyron Williams, RJ? Here's one I think. The Patriots defense is going to take away R.J. Harvey. As good as he is, I don't think you can run against that team. I saw Woody Marks bang his head against that wall last week. I'm going lower on R.J. Harvey's rushing stats. What are you waiting for, guys? You could win up to 5,000 times your cash if you get it right. Use my promo code ALAMO when you sign up. That's ALAMO. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, we did clear that wreck at Evans at Lookout. Also, the crash at 1604 eastbound Nacogdoches to Lookout, that 18-wheeler accident, finally clear. 1604 northbound Calabria to Kyle Seal Parkway, that is rolling slowly. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
It's so easy you can do it in your underwear. You've all heard the little jingle. It's real. It works. We are quickly becoming America's leading car buyer at GiveMeTheVin.com. How do I know it works? Because if I don't beat your CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for a Hunsky. I put a bounty of $100 on a CarMax offer because I can beat them. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com. We'll bring you a check to your house, your office. We deliver. It's awesome. Give it a try.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ziprecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/radio. ziprecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Your holiday decor is down and suddenly your house looks very January. Kohl's can help you bring the spark back. No twinkle lights needed. Save on bedding that feels like a snow day. Decor that'll boost the mood. And Shark vacuums because, yes, you're still finding pine needles. Get an extra 15% off some of your fave store-wide. And beat those winter blahs at Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends January 25th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons do not apply to Shark. See store or Kohls.com for details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Cheese Cube Factory says C.J. Stroud should go back to high school. But imagine C.J. Stroud goes back and gets his eligibility.
Yeah, he'll still suck.
Everybody got a year left. I'm going to retire to my alma mater.
Maybe Lanier will take him.
Plenty of time.
Just spend your. Imagine Brady retired, goes back to Michigan. Just you can spend your last years back in school.
Have you seen the movie Sinners?
Oh, many times. Oh, I haven't seen I've seen it twice. It's better the second time you watch it.
Okay. I liked it.
It was the best movie I saw this year.
Was it really?
It really was. And I didn't think about it when I walked out, but then I saw it again when it was streaming, and I'll be damned, it's got everything. And I'm not a musical fan at all. At all. Nil. But they spoon-fed me that too.
There's a lot. It's a very, there's people in both sides on if it's a good movie or not. There's some people who think it's it got all the nominations because it's got a primarily black cast.
That's a bunch of crap.
I think so too. But I thought it was a very good movie. I mean, it is a vampire movie, a horror movie.
And that's why you have to get over. And what's his name doing both parts? I mean, it was an interesting and entirely successful attempt.
Well, it broke the record for most Oscar nominations. 16 nominations for Sinners. And that's despite the fact that it came out in the spring, which usually it's hard to maintain that momentum, like when your movie comes out in March, to have it still be being talked about come Oscar time. One Battle After Another, which a lot of people are very into. I watched it. I don't really know how to feel about it. I thought
it wasn't terrible. It just felt like a moment in time. You just kind of passed through and carried on.
You seen this one, Vic? This Leo DiCaprio movie?
Which one?
One Battle After Another.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
You know, the best part of that movie might have been Benicio del Toro's part.
I think so too. Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
He stole the movie.
I thought he was pretty good. But it says here that the Best Picture frontrunner is that One Battle After Another. So it is expected to be the Best Picture.
What about Best Actor?
I think this is
Charbonnet going to get it?
Timothy Chalamet is a huge favorite.
Or what's his name who played both? Was in the biggest movie of the year?
I don't think it's Michael B. Jordan. No, he's so Mike. Okay, so first I'll give you the odds right now for Best Picture. Okay. Best Picture, One Battle After Another is the favorite at -500. Well, that's a pretty big favorite.
Yeah.
Sinners, second favorite, +500. Hamnet, 10-1.
I haven't seen it.
Marty Supreme, 20-1. That's the Timothy Chalamet movie.
I intend on seeing both those movies. I plan on it.
Sentimental Value, 65-1.
Never heard of it.
Begonia, 65-1.
Gag.
Which I started watching and didn't finish. Train Dreams and The Secret Agent are both 80-1. I haven't seen either.
Train Dreams is really interesting. It's funny.
What's it about?
It's about. Well,
you can't tell me.
No, I really can't. I mean, because if I tell you about it, it's about a dude trying to find his family. I mean,
who is it?
I don't even know the guy. When you see him, you go, "Oh, I recognize him. He's been in a lot of movies, but he's never been a lead."
What's the name of the movie again?
Train Dreams. It's an interesting movie. It's not the best movie I saw all year, but surprisingly good.
Then Frankenstein and F1 are both 100-1.
I never saw Frankenstein, so I don't know. F1, dude.
F1's a good movie, but is it, I mean,
Best
Oscar?
Picture?
Yeah, come on. Best Actor, Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme is a -500
Is this
favorite.
because he didn't get it last year?
Maybe so.
Because I haven't seen the movie, but it might be worth it.
Leo +550 for One Battle After Another. Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, 8-1. Michael B. Jordan, 16-1 for Sinners. And,
I like Secret Agent.
You saw it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Me either.
And Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon
I always like him.
25-1.
I haven't seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure he was good in it.
Best Actress. You said you haven't seen Hamnet?
No.
Jessie Buckley is the favorite, -1800.
Is that in theaters or streaming?
I mean, I don't know. I've never even heard of it until they announced nominations. Emma Stone in Begonia is 16-1, and Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue, the Neil Diamond cover movie, is she's 20-1.
I guess she can sing. Surprisingly better than people expect.
Yeah. Benicio del Toro is the second favorite for Best Supporting Actor.
I didn't know he got nominated, but he deserves it. He was
Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. I haven't seen that movie either. Is the favorite at -120.
If it's him, that's a very hardcore, bleak movie.
Sean Penn, One Battle After Another, also nominated. So two guys from one movie nominated.
His role was so outlandish.
Oh, it really was.
Yeah.
And Best Supporting Actress. I thought maybe Josh Allen's wife would be nominated here. She was not. Teyana Taylor, One Battle After Another. That's the daughter in that movie. Amy Madigan in Weapons, which I thought Weapons was a good movie too. Weapons is the one where all the kids disappear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Wunmi Mosaku from Sinners, which was the voodoo mama.
Yeah, she ran the.
That's right. So there you go. There's your Oscar nominees. Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, -1800. Ryan Coogler, 8-1. And it sounds like for all these awards that they were nominated for, the Sinners might not win anything.
That's normally how it goes. Well, Titanic was. Who was the one? What record did they pass as far as the number of nominations?
I don't know.
I mean, I remember Titanic was up for a bunch about 40 years ago and didn't win anything.
Yeah, that was a long time. That was when I was in high school.
Yeah.
That was me trying to. I took multiple girls to go see Titanic. Titanic was the movie you took chicks to if you were trying to get some action.
Most nominations in history. I'm looking at.
It's if you Google news, it's all it's going to say is Sinners.
Only 15 films have had 13 or more Oscar nominations. Sinners is leading the way. Titanic had 14. All About Eve 14. La La Land 14. One Battle After Another 13. From Here to Eternity. 53 had 13. Gone with the Wind. So it doesn't happen very often. Oppenheimer back in 23 had 13. They won
Gone
7.
with the Wind.
Titanic won 11 of 14 nominations.
Okay. All right. Well, good for them, man. I hope they at least win something. First film in history to earn 16 Oscars. Now, there probably weren't as many awards back in the day either.
Probably not, or certainly not the number of films that we get to choose.
Yeah, I feel like there used to be like about 8 Academy Awards, and now there's like 1 billion.
I thoroughly enjoyed Sinners. I hope it wins some awards because it was so uniquely done.
Yeah.
I just like weapons.
Well, I said what's funny is the movie Sinners feels like a bit of a knockoff from Dusk Till Dawn. I don't know how many people
have
seen that. But from Dusk Till Dawn, guess what? This week is the 30-year anniversary of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, wow.
And what's amazing about it is Salma Hayek looks exactly the same as she did in that movie.
She's actually younger today.
She might actually be a real vampire. Like now that it's starting to come together.
I'd like to offer my services if she needs just a little top off.
Can we agree?
I'm here for you.
Salma Hayek in that movie is about as hot as a woman can be.
I'll be your Renfield.
Oh man.
Oh, Jess.
Oh, Jess.
Oh. Cheech Marin has aged much more poorly than Salma Hayek since that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
Tommy Chong too.
Well, Tommy Chong was not in it. That would have been great if Tommy Chong would have been a vampire. That would have been
been cool, man.
Yeah, man. Like I'm gonna suck your blood, man.
I'm real thirsty.
Yeah. I've got the cotton mouth, man. That guy was for sure A positive because I need some of that.
I need that O negative.
I need some O-neg to wash it down, man. Like. Man, you're not very hydrated, man. This is an interesting story. Every escalator is unique, right? I mean, you think about it. Every relationship.
It's a song.
Yeah, every relationship is unique, and it says it. Your relationship.
I thought you said escalator. What was this?
No, I did. I mixed up my words. There's no normal amount of sex that you and your significant other should be having, right?
I have an abnormal amount.
There's
define
now
what that means.
There's now a thing called the escalator theory.
Okay.
There's a wellness company called Hims claiming that couples have sex 53 times per year on average, which means once a week, and then once
your birthday.
Once you might, you probably have Valentine's Day. You might get your anniversary, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, it does say for many people that intimacy moves in a straight linear progression. That means you probably start off sex the way you've started off sex for the last 15 years. For me,
you get a routine.
Yeah. Me, I poke her on the boob. Hey.
Oh, yeah.
You up for this? Yeah.
Hey.
And then eventually...
You up?
She knows what that means.
Hey. And that's not my finger.
Yeah. It says here, by following that routine, you're riding all the way to the top of the escalator every time, even if you're not turned on. The expert
I want to get to the top of the escalator.
Metro, they say that you should be seriously putting the brakes on. That's what's putting the brakes on your sex life. The escalator theater prioritizes penetration and completion of a script over genuine connection and creativity in the bedroom.
Well, that's easy to say when you don't have kids and a clock. And a time.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you got to get on that escalator.
Oh, yeah. You got like
You
10
got to get to the top floor. We got to go.
Yeah, I got to hurry up. Got 10 minutes.
I'll race you, baby.
It says, now
I bet I win.
It does say this is especially true in men. Desire is motivated by how much satisfaction comes from an experience and how much you're predicting the next one will create. Right. Eventually, the body learns this isn't that pleasurable for me, so it stops getting excited in the first place. That might lead to the ideology that sex is somewhat of a chore, and if you deviate from the script, things could become awkward or feel wrong. But Johnson wants couples to embrace the idea that not all sex has to include penetration, Vic. So that's what you're going to do from now on.
I'm going to mind F you.
She says instead of riding the escalator with your partner a few times per week, she wants people to go with the flow and do what feels good. This could mean a mouth session or a makeout moment.
We've had a few of those. There's no yeah.
Other actions could include role play, wrestling, dirty talk.
Hey, we do use, she does have a wig.
Tickling, massage, and eye gazing. The relationship guru calls this playing pinball. Pinball naturally decenters penetration and puts pleasure back at the center. So you've just decided that the actual sex act is all you care about, but maybe that's not it. Maybe that's why.
Who wrote this article? Who are the cited sources?
This gal's name.
Not gal. There we go. That's all I need to know.
Oh, good. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah. Hannah Johnson. She is a sex and intimacy coach.
How come there's not a bunch of dudes that are sex and That's always women.
How do you get that title?
I don't know. Why is it always women that are the intimacy? I didn't say it. Maybe that's why I can't do it.
Yeah,
intimacy coach.
But generally, wouldn't you say it's more likely that a man is going to want sex no matter what, and women are the ones who we have to put into a certain mood? This is the woman saying this is a way to maybe get your wife back into a mood to give you pleasure.
I'm just saying, it seems like every sex therapist I ever seen is a woman.
Okay. Well,
except Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
That's true. I was going to say, did you see a sex therapist?
No, but like I'm thinking of like on TV, like Dr. Ruth.
I thought you were going to say everyone my wife took me to see has been a lady.
We have our own. But there's no dudes. Maybe maybe that's the problem.
That could be. That could be.
It's because we should be talking to the women.
We don't know very much about sex.
Oh, I don't.
I know one move.
Everything I needed to know, I learned in about 8th grade.
I know one move.
Costanza's dad to stop short.
That was my first move.
You got to stop short.
Stole my move.
All right, nonsensical. We got one segment left.
The hole in the popcorn bucket. That's one of my moves.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
That's a good move.
That's except the popcorn.
It's a little greasy. But
one thing you cannot get is the hot butter.
No, don't do butter.
Do
that. Save that for later.
All right. Let's take our last break of the day. We'll come back. We'll do the Daily Lines. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Appliance savings are happening now at the Home Depot with up to $1,000 off, plus up to an extra $500 off select appliances. Looking to upgrade your fridge? Check out LG's newest models serving up ice in all kinds of styles: cubed, crushed, craft ice, and now new mini craft ice straight from the dispenser. Shop savings and get up to $1,000 off, plus free delivery on select appliances like LG at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $999 or more. Offer valid January 8th through the 28th. U.S. only. See store online for details.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's renter's insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay, where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent. On low Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and you can get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. That's code SUPPLY for up to a $5 cashback bonus.
The football playoffs are here, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the gridiron action. You can make picks and win money right now here in Texas, and it is so easy. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, whatever. You get it right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. And I think there's some great opportunities right now because we know some of these teams really care. Some of these teams really don't care. So some of these star players, you expect maybe they'll go out and play a couple snaps and be done for the day. Maybe look at some lowers on them. Maybe take some hires on some of the backup guys you think will get some run. Either way, there's always plenty of action to be had on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code ALAMO. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
And I know Tim Pernetti, the commissioner of the American, got really upset when we asked him the question about does Tulane have a chance, and of course they do. Well, they don't, and it's not a knock on the American.
No, but
it's just the way that it is.
He took that as we were calling his baby ugly.
Well, I get that, but he should know his baby's ugly. I mean, he's looking at the baby, too, and he knows it's ugly.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Can't believe you came back with an instrumental instead of the Finally Friday song.
Yeah.
What a bum.
Bang! Bang! Come on, man. Bang!
Weekend's about to bang you.
In honor of Abella Danger.
I mean, love you long time.
And the Miami football team.
Good movie. Good movie.
Is it?
I was only interested for a little while. My escalator went to the top there.
Yeah, exactly. All right. This is it. This is our last Daily Lines before the big games. Let's hear it, Vic. The Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
All right. It is time. Your final projection. Who is your AFC champion? The Denver Broncos or the New England Patriots? The Patriots, 4.5-point favorites here.
The Patriots, and they cover.
Okay, so you think the Patriots win big?
Well,
touchdown?
Yeah, no more than that.
Total's 42.5. I like the under. I like the Broncos.
I think we both established our lines of demarcation.
Bronco country. Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Come on, baby.
Too bad I'm not going for the kid from Stephenville.
Too bad the Broncos can't call Russell Wilson to come quarterback him for this.
He's free. He's available.
He's available.
Well, he's roadieing for his wife.
That's right. I think that is what he's doing. The Rams and the Seahawks. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites at home. Where are you going, Rob?
I'm going to give them the home court. I think they win by 2.5. If they can find a 0.6 play, I think they will. I don't think they're going to cover, but I do think they're going to win.
Okay, so you think they win by like a point?
I think it's going to be just like the season. It's going to come down to a field goal from about 35 to squeak through a win. It might be even overtime when it happens.
They're going to charge you if you think they're just going to win. You got to pay minus 150 for the money line. You get plus 125 back on the Rams if you think they can win. I should have bet it when it was 3. I'm going to wait around and see if I get a 3 on game day. But I lean to the Rams winning this thing. I've just thought they were the best team all year. But, again, I said this before. My best bet is the winner of the NFC Championship game is the Super Bowl champion. So you can go to futures and you can say Super Bowl conference winning champion or Super Bowl winning conference. NFC's minus 230. I think there's real value in that.
Separate your picks from what you want to see. What's the Super Bowl you want to see?
The Super Bowl I want to see is Rams-Patriots, the 2 MVP candidate quarterbacks.
Yeah, also, I get that.
I wouldn't mind Seattle and New England. I don't want the Broncos there. As much as I think they're going to be able to hang, I think against Seattle or the Rams, Jarrett Stidham would be embarrassed, quite frankly.
I think so too.
So I don't want that. I at least want a competitive game. Although the Sean Payton storyline would be interesting to me, it just feels so far-fetched.
I don't know which one I want. I'm afraid we're going to get a rematch of 2015. That's the way I'm picking anyway.
Yeah,
New England, Seattle.
There's a lot of rematch possibilities here. There's Seattle, New England, Seattle, Denver, Rams, New England.
Yeah.
We've already seen all 3 of those at one point.
Usual suspects. I know this. Sunday night's going to be spectacular. It's going to be a game we're talking about for a long time. For something's going to happen. You don't have 2 behemoths like this come at it without something crazy happen.
I agree. Pistons host the Rockets tonight. What a game we've got.
Let's go Pistons. When was the last time you cheered for the Pistons?
It's been a while. Well, if I didn't have money on them, it's been a while. But Pistons 3.5-point favorites tonight. Celtics laying 8.5 on the road in Brooklyn.
Oh,
the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Now let's go back. Brooklyn just completed a basketball game where they totaled 66 points.
Yeah, it was like they were a low-end college team.
And who's favored by just 8.5?
The Boston Celtics.
I don't know. That sounds like some easy money to me.
It does to me as well. Cavaliers 11.5-point favorites over Sacramento.
They're finding their depth at Cleveland is.
They are starting to figure it out. Phoenix at Atlanta. Phoenix is a 2.5-point favorite. I like the Suns here. I like the way Suns are playing. Suns are starting to play well. Oh, the Pacers are a corpse team. They really are. And now they're talking about trading Ben Mathurin.
Tell me you're tanking without telling me you're tanking.
Okay, and now Indiana's at Oklahoma City. What number would it take for you to bet the Pacers tonight?
18 points.
It's only 15.5.
Is there somebody hurt?
Rematch.
Well, Jalen's not there. Maybe that's just enough to keep it down.
Rematch of the finals from last year.
Oh, it's going to be a waxing.
I think so too. I can't picture a world where they stay close. Pelicans are at the Grizzlies minus 5.5 in that one. The Nuggies are at the Bucks minus 6.5. You like Denver?
Yeah.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
Catching almost a touchdown on the road. Give me the Nugs. And then Raptors at the Blazers wrap up the late night slate. That's a 9 o'clock start. Raptors minus 2.5 out on the West Coast. In the world of collegiate basketball, there is only one, I believe, top 10 or top 25 team in action tonight. It just happens to be a pretty good one. Oh, no, there's 2. St. Louis, who is now up to 18-1. I don't know if you remember Robbie Avila from Indiana State last year. Mm-hmm. He has now joined his coach in St. Louis, and they are pretty good.
I can shoot.
They are 7.5-point favorites at St. Bonnie's. St. Bonnie off to a 1-5 start in A10 play.
Did Avila keep his glasses?
He still got them.
Still got them?
Still got them.
The
Rec
specs. All right.
Yep. And then Michigan, full-blown Michigan, Big Yellow M Michigan, minus 14.5, hosting the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Ohio State is good. They ain't good enough to take on Michigan.
I don't think so either.
Well, who's the Michigan baller that's going to be a top 10 pick? I never can remember his name. It's not an American name, though he's an American kid. It's right in front of us. We should be able
top 10. Are you talking about the Lindenberg?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yaxel Lindenberg. He don't look like a Yaxel.
He's a top. You think he's a top 10 pick?
I think he's going to end up. He's going to certainly be first team All-American. I think first or second team All-American.
He's probably up for that. Yeah. I just think of him. He's a senior. He was at UAB before.
Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I do think he's a draft pick, but more about he is an unexpectedly very good basketball player.
Very strong for them. Been another example of the transfer portal and Dusty May doing a fantastic job with it. Tomorrow, and this is who knows how many of these games get played, but there are some great games happening this weekend. There's no lines for these games yet. I'll give you what I project them to be, which could be off by a point or two, but generally it's pretty easy to project them this time of year. Texas Tech is hosting Houston.
The game of the week of the Big 12, no doubt.
This is going to be a pick'em. I like Texas Tech.
Really?
Yeah, Houston's been balling out, but I feel like so is Texas Tech. Texas Tech went to Baylor and beheaded them. And before that, they beheaded BYU. They're playing really good ball. They lost at Houston earlier this month, and it took a big comeback from the Cougars to get that job done. These two teams are very close.
That would be a huge
and a pick'em in Lubbock. I'm gonna go ahead and ride with Red Raider in this one. That's a tough place to go play anyway. So give me Red Raider in that one. The Fight in the Illini.
No, we don't have a number on that. We don't have over.
No, I'm guessing it's a pick'em. The total probably about 140, 145-ish, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was wondering if they're looking at offense to be the key on this, and it sounds like maybe.
Illinois at Purdue. Purdue, who is coming off a humiliating loss. They only lost by 2 points, but they lost at home to UCLA, who stinks.
Illinois is a Final Four team.
I think Illinois is really good, too. Purdue's probably going to be favored by about 3 points in this game.
Braden Smith's a stud, and if he does his typical stuff, he's going to keep him in it. But Illinois is 5 solid starters.
Yeah, I like Illinois as a dog. Any dog price, I'll be on Illinois this weekend. Georgia's at Texas. Texas probably going to be about a 1-point favorite here, coming off that loss against Kentucky.
I thought they had a shot.
Georgia been they covered.
I know. I thought they were going to win.
Sometimes that's all that matters. But Georgia's had some inconsistent results. I say inconsistent results. They lost at Florida, which isn't a bad loss. Is looking better and better. But they did lose at home to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is not very good, so that's a little alarming. Texas has been a lot better than they were early in the season, but now back-to-back losses to Texas A&M and Kentucky. They played well in both games.
They just don't have the Jimmies and Joes.
I just don't know how good they are. So it's probably a stay away from them.
Dylan had 29, so at least they got somebody hitting it.
Dylan Swain.
Yeah.
The game that we talked about a little bit earlier, Tennessee at Alabama, where Alabama's going to have a G Leaguer on their team, full-blown, which is crazy to me, but okay. Alabama projected about a 5-point favorite hosting Tennessee. There's a lot of pressure on them if they do play that guy.
It's that backcourt versus the front court at Tennessee. I like Tennessee in this game. I think they've had some ugly losses, but it looks like point guard has kind of picked things up for the last week and a half.
How about TCU at Baylor? Baylor, a 5-point favorite here, and it's hard to back Baylor as a favorite right now. The one thing about Scott Drew teams you can always count on is offense, except suddenly you can't, and that's problematic.
If they get an unfriendly ref, they can only score about 50 points.
Yeah, and then Kansas at Kansas State, another big one. 80, probably about a 7 or 8 point favorite. Kansas is on the road in the Octagon.
That's a tough place to play, man. That's a big number.
That is. Another decent game, North Carolina at Virginia. Virginia favored by probably 8 points, 7, 8 points at home. And then Auburn's at Florida. Florida will probably be about a 7, 8, maybe close to a double-digit favorite there as well. So some solid games this weekend.
Pay attention, though. I bet there's going to be 2 or 3 cancellations before we get
I would guess so, too. Man, I'll tell you one more that I'm looking forward to. Nebraska at Minnesota.
I just read an article this morning about Nebraska basketball. Hoiberg's got them turned around, baby. They're headed the right way.
Unreal. This is for a Big Ten team to start 8-0 in conference play, and it's Nebraska ball?
Well, we haven't gotten to the meat of the schedule yet.
It's
but
cornball.
They're fun, but Big Ten's the best conference in basketball.
You say they haven't gotten to the meat of the schedule. They won at Illinois,
which was you know what?
And they beat Michigan State. Like they've played some of the
Illinois win is a feather.
That's a pretty damn good win, isn't it?
They shoot the lights out, that's for sure.
So that's two of the probably 10 best teams in the country. They are going to next week. They've got 2 games. Tuesday at Michigan. That's going to be a big game. Sunday, home against Illinois.
Here we go.
The rematch. We got some good games coming for Nebraska ball if they can keep it up. They're a fun team, man. They can shoot the lights out.
Fred Hoiberg always coaches a fun brand of basketball, and if he gets that ball rolling, people will go to Omaha to play for him. He'll put them in the pros.
I don't disagree, man. All right, in the National Hockey League tonight, the Lightning are at the Blackhawks. Lightning minus 300. Second night in a row, the Blackhawks have been a dog to a minus 300 team. That's crazy. Golden Knights are in Toronto taking on the Maple Leafs. VGK minus 125. Dallas Stars minus 155 hosting the St. Louis Blues. Let's go Stars. Get those 3 goals.
We can get a burrito. Yeah,
cheap burritos maybe tomorrow. If we can get out on the roads to get the burritos. The Colorado Avalanche minus 290 hosting the Philadelphia Flyers. The Capitals minus 130 at Calgary. The Vancouver Canucks bring in the New Jersey Devils. Devils minus 155 on the road. The San Jose Sharks are favored in a hockey game, which sounds weird, but it's the New York Rangers, so the Sharks are minus 120. And the once mighty Ducks of Anaheim head to Seattle to Kraken, where the Kraken are favored very slightly, minus 115 favorites there. So, all right, Rob, that'll do it for us. Everybody stay safe, stay warm.
We have 1 minute. They're pointing the number. I'm just saying.
This isn't. I think James is pointing the new clock.
Oh, I thought you wanted to make sure we
James
had
is coming in here and trying to distract us during our show.
Fancy blue. Did you have a say in the color that we got? Oh,
man, yeah, he did. He picked.
What were our choices?
Came
blue
from his office. Pink.
Green.
Pink. Pink was the other. Yeah. That'll do it for our show. The Blitz comes up at 2. They'll be previewing the football games as well. Probably less in depth than Rob and I got.
Yeah, it's tertiary.
Just because they don't.
They don't pay attention to the sport. I don't know.
They don't know ball.
They don't.
We know ball here. We know ball. Again, stay warm out there. Vic, you especially in Flea Bottom. If you need a blanket, let me know. I'll drop one off at the curb. I'll throw it in your yard. We'll be back tomorrow or Monday.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios,